They had the list and I did them a favour and told them to come out. 23, who's that? Sunbury. 11. The Urban, the headband, the Nick. The Nick's got the headband, so that's right. And the Polski, the Dylan, the Law, the Doyle. So Doyle's got the shiny line boots on. Works. 17 for Redan. Oh, Broadwood. Change. 17. They reckon this guy Jess is a good player number 2. Ballarat Rebels. Guthrie, Red Bees, pass, over the ball, Cameron. Went forward, taken by number 2, which is Miller. Exactly there. Big stopping block with the white boots. Yields. Okay, do you want to just go for a couple of minutes? Very good afternoon and welcome to the much anticipated round 1 and kick-off of the 2024 season. Todd Whelan and Lee Greening with us, joining you for the afternoon. Good afternoon, Lee.
G'day, Todd. Glad to be here, mate.
Overcast day, perfect conditions for football. Geez, the ground is in perfect condition.
Perfect condition, no wind to speak of. Pretty even game, nice open conditions. Should be a good game of footy.
Yep, and nice little cool breeze, not favouring either end of screen. Both sides on the ground, as you can see via the vision. Looking for an entertaining game, of course. Sunbury, who looked set for finals last year, post their second bye, lost their last 5 games of the season to capitulate and missed, and essentially opened the door for Redan and East Point. But I do see that Redan and Sunbury will be fighting for that 6th or 5th position on the table. So for those who say it's only round 1, I think that's a far stretch today. I think it's an important game for both sides.
Oh, most definitely. It's a long season and we're only round 1, as you say. But if you look at the last couple of years in the Ballarat League, teams have set themselves up early in the year. Early wins are gold, and the teams who have gone deep in the finals have done that early in the year.
I couldn't help but mention the story as we got a lift here earlier this afternoon by an elderly gentleman whose son went to school at Ballarat Grammar up here, and he said, "Gee, I haven't been past Lake Windaree for 25 years," and of course, and back in that day there was a father and son combination who ran the paddle boats, and as he was passing the father-son co-op one afternoon, he could hear the father yelling out, number 99, number 99, you're over time, return your paddle boat to the bay, number 99, and the son, he's all over it. He says, Dad, we haven't got a 99. So he's back into the binoculars and the mouthpiece, and he said, number 66, are you in trouble, 66?
Not a good spot to be in up at that lake.
No, indeed, upside down if you don't mind. So, well, that's about as funny as we'll get for the afternoon. But back us in, we look forward to bringing you all the action and, of course, update scores from around the grounds and an interesting other 3 games going on during the day around the region, albeit all those in the east ahead of this evening's match between Sebastopol and Lake Windaree. Who we got, Lee?
Oh, we've got Bacchus Marsh hosting Ballarat. A couple of teams will be pretty keen to get a good start to the year. Big game out at Darley Park. Last year's reigning premiers taking on East Point, who by all means we hear have improved a fair bit, so it should be a great game there. And of course the crosstown rivals, Melton South. Yeah,
Melton South, of course, with a new coach in Travis Hodgson in the off-season. I don't think the appointment of Hodgson plus half a dozen newbies, not necessarily all available today. Of course, Melton missing Blake Suter and the big fella McIntyre, but I think the Bloods, even though they're going over to Melton Rec Reserve, we'll make it 11 derbies on the trot.
Yeah, you would just assume that way, but you'd just like to see a natural improvement at Mountain South. A few of the kids coming through, you change the coach. Things can happen pretty quickly if you start playing some good footy.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the numbers. Of course, Melton South averaging 29 points per game last season and 187 against, if you don't mind. Darley East Point, we'll get a tip from you, Luke.
Darley at home.
Yeah, 50-50 game for me. The Inns on the back of a Rebels buy are huge for the visiting East Point, but they haven't won at Darley Park for 10 years. Unfurling of the flag. It'll be interesting to see how the Devils cope with that mentally, and because they'll need to start well against the youth of East Point, who obviously are blessed with some offensive top-end talent, beginning with the Johnston brothers and of course, Bryce McDougall showing some form in the pre-season. And over the bridge, Bacchus Marsh host Ballarat.
Yeah, they were pretty handy at Bacchus Marsh at home last year. They played some good footy, just couldn't quite get over the better teams. We've probably lacked a few scoring options up forward, but if they can move the ball on that big ground, I'll give them a chance at home today.
Yeah, they won their last 4 games of last year with Jason Williams at the helm. And, of course, they have a new coach combo, Dennis Armfield and Andreas Everett. So they've got their coach boys back full-time this year. Should be a ripper. It'll be some aerial prowess from the Cobras versus the league speed of Ballarat, of course, who defeated Sebastopol in a pre-season hit out by 12 goals. So Bacchus Marsh will need to be on their mettle, as we're not far off a start here. We'll take a 1-minute spell of silence before the opening bounce. Good afternoon. Welcome all and sundry to the City Oval. Round 1 action here via Red Onion Media. Todd Millen, Lee Greening with you throughout the afternoon. Sunbury kicking to the right of screen, albeit the scoreboard end. Hungry numbers around the footy. First touch of the afternoon to Miller, who got it to the racehorse Bramble, who went forward, went through the hands of Scanlon in a forward roll this year. Ground ball opportunity here. Bit of a stacks on the mill. Bees to a honeypot. Whistle imminent. There'll be a ball up in Sunbury's forward line. Of course, Snowy Sutton with the wide hair, 37 goals in 11 games last year. Looking forward for some impact from the former Essendon VFL listed player. Eels won the tap. Lawson leading into the race for the ball. Gramble opportunity here for Broadbent. Wild hair pass. Quick one to short. Dribbling ball. Found Matthews, who went by hand. Long kick to outer centre wing for the Lions. Went as far as Green, who went the fist, somehow ended up back in his possession, but he was happy to knock it over for a boundary throwing out aside centre wing.
Yeah, good start for Sunbury. Nice early inner clearance. You want to get your hands in the footy early, round 1.
So the McDonald's FNL 2024 season underway. And the first genuine kick of the match. through the agency of Cody Bramble. Outer side centre wing throw in. Went over the head of Bond, a newcomer to the club. Hurried kick forward for the Lions. Shallow entry inside 50. Foot race on in earnest. Ground ball opportunity. Sharked well there by Hannett, who went by hand. The kick got to broadcast side centre wing, and the mark's been taken there by Miller. Went on the non-preferred inboard and found Lever with a sweeping hand pass to the tallest Sunbury player, if you don't mind. Risky one of that hand. Polsky couldn't gather. Turnover opportunity here for Jess, who went to half forward, and the former Rebels kick was terrific and found Green, who took an uncontested mark on half forward. Taking time to get rid of the footy, weighed up the options and went short and found Gunser, who's a raking left foot, lowers the eyes into the pocket and the kick's good, and found Boyer. So Boyer, who's quite a find, will go back and have a shot on goal. Of course, he kicked 5 goals against the Cobras last year. Just 19, 20 years old, the youngster, and he too, another one of a plethora of left footers going around for Redan this afternoon, and acknowledged by the North Ballarat coach last year, Brendan McCartney, is a very good kicking team and a youthful one at that. So Boyer with an opportunity with the opening score of the game and the season for Redan. 2.5 minutes gone opening term here. He'll kick from 48, kicks on its way, goes across the face and through for a minor score. So on the score front, we're underway. It took just under 3 minutes to register the first score of the afternoon. And it's to Boyer behind. Sunbury will bring the ball back into play through Hannett. The short kick's good and went to Wood, who likes to run. Left foot beyond half back. Sutton the target. Got some separation on Mortlock and took a mark on the chest right in front of the Sunbury Lions coach's box. So he wheels. He's a long way from home and he gets the kick towards half forward. Punch at the back was good from the newly appointed captain of the Lions. I speak of Wirtz. Shark there by Cameron, the newcomer, who got it to Egan. High up and under kick inside 50. Sutton's not at home. Redan have got the numbers through Lawson, who's got time to balance and lower the eyes. Miscued the kick, allowed Egan back into it. He's had a few touches early, been good, but somehow Redan end up with ball in hand through Short, who's always good by that left boot. They waste no time. The left foot kick, inside 50, shallow entry. It's an excellent kick there from Farnsworth, who found his fellow junior product there in Boyer, who again will go back and have a shot on goal. So encouraging start from Boyer in the front half for Redan with a second opportunity here, Lee.
Yeah, he's really let up well early in this game and printed opportunity, and Redan have been pretty deliberate going forward and lowered the eyes and found a target up forward, which is really good, a really good sign.
Crowd have had a fair spell from local footy, 27 weeks in fact. It's hard to believe the off-season is longer than the in-season, so might take a quarter a bit to get the crowd involved. As Boyle will kick right on 50 with the left boot. This one looks good. How's the journey? He's got it. And Redan are on the board here at City Oval. And again, their field kicking being rewarded in these early minutes here at City Oval, Lee.
Yeah, they've just been a little bit more deliberate with the footy, working through the centre, been able to lower the eyes when they've had their chance to go inside 50 and hit a target, albeit the same target twice, but definitely learned from his first mistake, straightened that one up and never looked like missing.
Yeah, Farnsworth, Gunser and Boyer, all similar age, all left footers and all kicked the ball well. So a good start for Gary Lairmont's crew at home here. Of course, Sunbury won their only meeting last year. So Redan lead by 7 points. 5 minutes gone. Tap from Polsky was terrific. Found Guthrie. Shallow entry inside 50. Mortlock got a push. The umpire let it go. Shark there by Sutton, who found Lewis, who's got some space here. It just needs to sit for the former Port Melbourne product. It did, but his shot on goal was awry and went off to the right and through for a minor score. Sunbury's first of the game. Took in the best part of 5.5 minutes. They're one behind. They trailed Redan 1-1-7.
Yeah, it was nice footy out in the middle by Sunbury there. Guthrie's run's going to be important today, and he seems to be a break-type player. One touch, long kick in the forward line, going to give Sunbury plenty of opportunity. So
the two former VFL-listed players combining, Guthrie and Lewis, they'll want to see more of that as the season unfolds. So Sunbury Redan bring the ball back into play. So Lawson takes on the would-be tackler, runs to half back and delivers long to half forward. He's that man again, Boyd. Probably dropped what he should have taken because he's been hot with his hands early. Turnover opportunity through Scanlon, who went to the direction of Lewis. Mark Andor free kick paid by the umpire. So Lewis goes inboard, corridor kick. Had to be good, and it was. And it found Egan, who got it to Hannett. Searching hand pass. Meant for Doyle, missed him. Ground ball. Jess and Lewis were hard at it. Ground ball again. Opportunity here for Jess, who went by hand. Got it to Gunser. Tumbling left foot kick out in the direction of Bell, who gathered cleanly. He'll look to square the ball with a high up and under kick. Farnsworth underneath it. Ground ball. Somebody have got numbers here through Cameron. He's dispossessed. 50-50 ball whistle imminent. They go to ground. There'll be a ball up 49 metres out from the Redan goal.
Yeah, turnover there by Sunbury, trying to middle the ball up, go through the corridor. But if they can get that kick right, they're going to cause some damage.
Redan, ball in forward half. Tap one by Bond. Only went as far as Cameron, who's had 3 or 4 touches, the product from Kyneton. Squaring ball. Found Doyle, played on, went by hand to Guthrie, ran past the middle of the ground and went wide in the Sutton direction and found him. Juggling attempt, had enough control and was awarded the mark by the umpire. And Sutton will go back and have his first shot on goal. It's taken the best part of 7.5 minutes for Snowy to go back and have a set shot.
Yeah, it was a strong play there by Sunbury. And we're only a few minutes into this game, but Sunbury's willingness to sort of pick off that kick through the corridor and trying to straighten themselves up is giving them some real options going forward, and a shot on goal here to see if they can even the score up.
So a good player, Sutton, crucial to Sunbury's fortunes this season. Shot on goal. And he doesn't let the Sunbury Lions down. They get their opener and scores level here at City Oval. 8 minutes gone. It's 1-1-7 apiece.
That's what you want to see from your good players and your big forwards. A bit of confidence early in the game. It picks the whole team up. He marked that ball. He went straight back. Never looked at anyone else. Went back on his mark and kicked it straight through the middle with all sorts of confidence. Really good kick.
Well, we've got an even game of footy, so stick with us right throughout this afternoon. And Darley off to a flyer against East Point. They're 3 straight 18. East Point yet to score. Back a smash. A goal apiece against Ballarat, and as we experienced last year, no registering of the scores in the Melton Derby. Ball up. Tap one by Bond. Ground ball opportunity here. Eels could have got a free kick, and he was paid that in the end. And Eels with ball in hand, that awkward kicking style from a standing start. Goes in the Sutton direction, he flew. Ground ball, waiting there. Ominously was Lewis. Pressure was good from Worth, but somebody got numbers. A wild hand pass was intercepted there by Bond. Off his hands, back into the direction of Lewis. But a hurried kick from the Redan Lions to outer centre wing. Going back and taking a nice mark there in the end there was Muir. Muir into the side. Kick towards half forward was okay. Guthrie couldn't gather it cleanly. Ground ball. Free kick. Going to Redan. And the left foot kick off half back will go to Gunser. Good play, this kid. Short left foot kick is okay to Lawson. So they're just taking a breather. Just taking the gas out of the frenetic start here at City Oval. He goes to outer centre wing. And more often, when the play slows, a stoppage often occurs, Leroy.
Yeah, we said we're only early in the game, but a couple of different styles here. Redan seem more likely to chip the ball around and then look for a target on the lead up forward, with somebody looking to bring the ball through the middle pretty quickly and move it on.
Out of the stoppage went Guthrie, conceded with the foot. Only as far as the boundary line in the end. There'll be a throw in, true outer side. 1-1-7 apiece here, 10 minutes gone. Opening term here at City Oval. Red Onion Vision, in conjunction with the McDonald's BFNL Premiership 2024 season. Chance here for Urban. Went by hand. Chance here for Guthrie. Fired the hair pass out. They combine, they link up, and they can come broadcast side here. Bramble the target. He read it well and marked on the chest and ran away. Took a bounce. Farnsworth pushed him in the back as he kicked, but the umpire let it go. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because Scanlon's taken a mark on true centre half forward. And a defender from last season finds himself in the front half under new coach Matt White.
he is going back a long way here, Todd. He's take his best, I would think, but he's going to have a crack at it.
Yeah, Ben Brown type approach here from the middle of the ground. He'll kick from, well, true half forward, really. Take his best kick, I tell you, and take about 60-metre kick to get over all and sundry. So he kicks right on the half forward line. Not sure he'll get the journey. The bodywork is good from Ampolsky, and he's taken the mark. And last year's call-up interleague representative ruckman Ampolsky will go back and have a shot on goal that only a ruckman could miss from here, Leroy.
Yeah, a bit disappointing there, Redan. Like, you got a bloke having a shot from 60, 65 out. You had half a chance that's going to drop short. Redan should have been onto that one.
Yeah, body or ball was the task for Redan, but they were unable to impact the contest. That's opened the door for Ampolsky, who makes no mistake. And back-to-back goals from Sunbury with a steadier. They're 2-1-13. They lead Redan 1-1-7, near 12 minutes gone opening term.
Yeah, an entertaining start to this game. I think both teams have been pretty good with their clearances around the ball. Pretty good skill for your first 10 minutes of the season. Both looking to spread the ball, move it pretty quickly. I reckon there'll be some blokes looking for a rest at quarter time.
Darley kicked another one at Darley Park. They're 4 straight 24. East Point 1 behind. Ballarat 14 lead Bacchus Marsh 6. Still no score out of Melton. There'll be a ball up on the back of that Ampolsky goal. Bond with the tap, only as far as right, who went to go by the left, and he was just retarded as he kicked. Lawson was tackled. How did the umpire see it? Too high, she said. Correction, Lawson short with the kick, and it's fine. Found Bond. So that'll be a confidence booster for the near ruckman. He went out by it and found Fitzgibbon. Don't even need the binoculars on to spot that man. Out of side, just inside the boundary line. 6-point lead to Sunbury here. Entertaining opening first term. Perfect conditions for football. Kick goes wide. Players set themselves. No mark taken. George was the target. Stacks on the mill. The umpire will come in and intervene. And there'll be a ball up on half forward. Out of sight of the ground for Redan.
Just a slight breeze kicking up here, Todd. I think it may be favouring Sunbury's end, but not a lot in it.
Ball up again. Scrimmage of players, short one of those. Collins 2 for Redan. There'll be a ball up. Looking forward to Lockie George having some impact on today's game. Of course, the veteran, former VFL player with Williamstown. As that stoppage spills to Fitzgibbon, who went with the left foot kick. And the spoil there was Green. Did the right thing. Hurry kick there from low. Went across the face. Chance here for Boyer. He's got time to gather. Clever player. Opts with the squaring kick. Opportunity. Kick across the body from Collins. He's missed all and sundry there in the end and gone across the face and through for a minor score. Nearly went across the face of goal with our notes here, Lee, in front of us.
Yeah, you can feel that breeze now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So Sunbury bring the ball back into the attack, out of defence through Hannett. Found Eels, who wasted no time. He gave it to Cameron, who lowered the eyes. Sutton the target to half forward. We've said that a few times. Wirtz did the buttering up. Lee was tackled, lucky to get away with it in the air. Chance for Ampolsky from 50. Just nudged as he kicked. Chance here for Miller. Went by hand to Sutton across the body. Bouncing ball. Scanlon, can he gather? Umpires picked out a free kick, and rightly so. The last line of defence. And Redan will get out of trouble. It'll be Lee with ball in hand. The last line of defence. And he'll clear. Kick was terrible. It went straight into the hands of Doyle, who won the Norm Smith equivalent for a reserves grand final best on ground performance a couple of years ago. Good to see him up and about and playing in the level that he should in the ones. But fair dinkum, Leroy, that was just put on a platter for him there. That exit kick from Lee was disappointing. And it's allowed an opportunity for a third shot on goal in a row for Sunbury.
Yeah, just a missed kick. I think he may have caught the ground with his foot as he stepped off, and one of those things you've got to put behind you and move on.
One of our chips on a Sunday afternoon, Lee, on the golf course is Doyle makes no mistake, straight over the goal umpire's hat. It's 3 in a row for the Sunbury Lions, and they extend to an 11-point lead here at City Oval. They're 3-1-19. They lead Redan 1-2-8, near 16 minutes gone opening term.
Yeah. Good start for Sunbury now. They've sort of got on top through the middle of the ground. They look to be using the ball a little bit better, but gifts like that don't help either.
So if you're trying to match up the numbers at home with the numbers that you're seeing out on the ground, Cameron was listed as number 24. He's donning the number 26. And, of course, Doyle, the previous goal kicker, listed as 30. He's getting around to number 16. Broadbent is wearing 17, not 24 for Redan. And Taj Bond, 15, not 18, as listed online. So stick with us. Red Onion bringing you the pictures here this afternoon. Todd Whelan, Lee Greening in commentary for you. And it's Sunbury who lead Redan by 11 points. 16 and a half minutes gone to the restart. Green missed time. He's running the ruck. Ground ball opportunity. Too many players at the feet of the ruckman to extricate any play by hand. And there'll be a restart in the middle. Ball up. Attempt at the tap from Polsky was ambitious. I think he got Green over the shoulder. He did. So Green back at the club. Will go onto the right boot and send Redan into attack. They need a goal. They went out wide towards the attacking 50. They got numbers here and rebounding Lever, living up to that reputation of that. Went by hand. Ball fell into the hands of Guthrie. He went backwards. Opportunity here for Muir on half back. Donning the blue boots, matching the Sunbury blue, and good on him. So he goes with the right boot on half-back. Tumbling kicked him out of centre wing. Urban the target. Gee, they did say he's got some good hands, Leroy. It's not a myth.
Yeah, a couple of blokes hanging off him there. He very strong in that contest.
So Urban goes inside 50. Players set themselves. Sunbury with the front position was Lawson, who couldn't take the mark. Miller over the footy, couldn't gather. Bit of a stacks on the middle. The umpire will come in and separate with a stoppage 45 metres out from the Sunbury goal.
Yeah, Sunbury just have a few more options at the moment when with ball in hand. They seem to have 2 or 3 runners and like a couple of targets up forward, and it's sort of serving them pretty well.
Yeah, Redan, with the exception of Boyer, just lacking some connection on their entry kick into their front half. Tap one by Green, went backwards. It was hopeful rather than anything else. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to come back. It'll be a throw. Paid against McLean. There'll be a chance for Redan, but because that kick did go to centre wing, it'll give Sunbury a chance to reset and man up. So the short kick barely went the 15. Get the measuring tape out for that one. The mark was taken by Matthews, who switch play to the outer side, and the kick's okay. Found low. So with ball in hand, he chooses to go along the line, beyond outer side centre wing. Bouncing ball. Shark there by Riley. He coughed it up. His hand pass only went as far as Collins, who went inside 50 to a 2-on-1. The umpires picked out a free kick here. Numbers prevail. And Sunbury will get out of trouble, but the kick has put them back into trouble. Chance for Gunser. Left foot, high kick. How's the accuracy? Won't get the distance across the face. Running back with the flight of the ball, and Wood's taken a terrific mark. And Jason to the behind post. Swirly Breeze, good mark, Lee.
Yeah, very good mark going backwards.
So he'll go short, kicks okay. And found Lewis, who loves to provide that hit-up target. So too does Guthrie, who's just over the head of Gunser. So Lewis spots him, and he gets him. Gee, we could read it from here, Leroy. You'd be hoping Redan would be onto that. And away they go again here. Sunbury through the agency of Lewis with that right foot kick to half forward. That's a strong mark. Good mark taken there by Scanlon, who's presented well in the front half for the Lions.
Yeah, they're definitely winning the aerial contest at the moment, Sunbury. There's some very strong marks one-on-one.
So he goes short. And the kicking in the last 7 or 8 minutes from both sides starting to let them down as Farnsworth, Gunser it is, who take a mark on broadcast centre wing. Lowered the eyes and went wide. Out of bounds on the full.
Another poor kick.
Yeah. So the field kicking between the arcs is proving an Achilles heel for both sides at the moment.
20 minutes into the first quarter, it's you can train all you want and do all the practice match stuff, but 20 minutes into the first quarter and just a bit of fatigue coming in.
Yeah, you'd think they're just waiting for that second wind to kick in. That kick was good from Tentinello. He came with a wrap on his possession. Egan's kick was meant for Riley. Intercepted there by Farnsworth. He got it to Collins. Chance here for Redan. Shot on goal. Off to the right. Gee, a let off for Sunbury, and that kick from Egan, he'd want that back again.
Yeah, well, it's actually the third time somebody turned the ball over trying to go back through the middle, but it's actually produced 2 goals for them, so I think they'll keep trying to pick that one off.
It's a fair call, Lee. Risk reward. Mark's been taken there by Newitt, who went short and found Doyle. Kicked the last goal of the game, kicked towards Power, and the power of one prevailed. To speak of the number 1 for Sunbury, he's got leg speed, but he just laconically ran to half back and went in the Scanlon direction. Spoil was okay there from Douglas. Ground ball, hair pass was good from McLean under pressure. Lower in the eyes there was Urban, kick terrific, and found Guthrie about 49 metres out from goal. This will test him from here, but if there's a slight breeze prevailing out there on the ground that we can't necessarily feel under the grandstand or this awning here, sometimes more prevalent out on the ground. That's what I'm trying to get to, Luke.
I think we did get it in the end, and he'll kick from probably pretty much the true 50-metre line here.
So Guthrie, former North Melbourne VFL listed player, right on 50, gets plenty of the kick.
Pretty close.
He might have snuck that in. It went 51 metres, but that's all it needed. And Sunbury get their 4th, albeit unanswered, after Redan kicked the opener through Boyer. They've kicked 4 since Sunbury, and they extend. They're 4-1-25. Redan 1 goal, 2-8, tick over 22 minutes gone opening term.
Yeah, and 4 individual goal kickers in the first quarter for Sunbury be something they'd be pretty pleased with. Good spread of footy, working the ball well around the ground. I said their kick mark game's been good. A couple of turnovers, which you'd expect in the first quarter of the season, but overall, their skills around the ground and being able to find a target forward and finish their work. 4 goals, 1's a good start to the season for Sunbury.
They lead by 17 points. The visiting Sunbury Lions at the moment. Darley lead East Point by 34 points. It's 37-3 at Darley Park. Umpires picked out a free kick here after the restart, and it's going to go to Kai Jess. And in the absence of Lockie Bond, the boom recruit, more onus goes onto the youngster, and he goes with the left foot out in the Boyd direction. Sunbury had numbers through Wood, who'll want to get onto his preferred left. And like many left-footers in the game, the right side tends to let them down, but they excel that much at the left. They just find a way to get on it, and his kick was okay and found Lever.
They seem to find a bit of time and space, don't they, for some reason?
Yeah, they just look great when they kick the footy, except for when Lever does that into the middle of the ground. Turnover opportunity for Lawson, who got it to Boy, who want to get onto his left side. Back to Lawson, across the body from 45. Set sail for the judge, and he snuck it through. Just the goal Redan needed inside time on in this opening term on the back of a defensive half turnover. They've managed to make Sunbury pay. They get their second in the afternoon. They're 2-2-14. Sunbury 4-1-25. Good finish from Lawson.
It's a classy finish. Snap over the shoulder, oh, not quite over the shoulder, but around the body from about 45. And it was one of those, once again, middle of the ground turnover from Sunbury, and Redan finally capitalised on one.
Entertaining game of footy. Nice open game. Not overly dominated by a great deal of stoppage. The umpires haven't had much to do, Lee.
No, it's been nice and flowing. A few turnovers, as you expect, but both teams moving the ball pretty well.
Bond again with the height advantage, won the tap. Couldn't get a hit to advantage before the umpire would come in and effect another ball up. Inside half forward for Redan. They'd love a late one here. But Guthrie will deny by hand to Egan, who took on the tacklers, nearly took his time. Umpire said too long. So Short, he can be a thumping kick. He's very effective, short and long. No pun intended. But Short with ball in hand. Goes to the outer side of the ground, goes to the height advantage of Bond. Eels got under him, tunnelled him in fact, but the umpire called play on. So a bit of a let off there for Sunbury. Short kick by Riley was a bit laconic in the end. Doyle rode the tackle and went by hand towards McLean. He went in, board to Guthrie. Tunnel ball to outer centre wing. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It'll go Redan's way. And it'll go to Mortlock, who went to go by hand. Tick over 25 minutes gone, opening term here at City Oval. Right foot kick inside in the direction of Boyer with a strong overhead mark. Promising young player, this man can kick it a mile. But this would surely test him here. So he's looking for options. Fitzgibbon provides one. But they go back here to a one-on-one. A good use of the body there from Wood, despite his size. Took an uncontested mark at the end, protecting the ball drop, and the kick didn't let him down. So the chip over the top was effective to Guthrie from Lewis, who's had a bit of it, and the two have combined quite a bit today. So the Guthrie kick found Eels on the lead. Mark Andor free kick. So it's Eels with ball in hand. Goes along the line, beyond outer side centre wing. Scanlon the target, couldn't take the mark, and it knocked away from him. Ground ball opportunity here. Lawson, been good, lowered the eyes, went with the right boot. Terrific kick. Found Carroll with a squaring ball to Gunser. Some good protection there from the Redan forwards to allow Gunser to mark that uncontested. He goes in the direction of Boyer. Oh, he did everything but mark it in the end. Protected the ball drop. It fell onto his chest and he put it down. Chance here, though, for Bond. His kick smothered through traffic. Ground ball, you won't win it off him. He's a strong man, is Mond. And the umpire will come in and effect a ball up 45 metres out from the Redan goal.
Geez, as much as you feel Sunbury have sort of won the quarter, and virtually middle part of that quarter, Brandon, a real chance to get a late goal here and even things right up.
Chance at Bell dispossessed, thrown away by Bramble, but not before Bell had already gotten rid of the footy. He just hung on to him too long. Did the Box Hill train on Cody Bramble, who's returned to Sunbury, who no doubt will have an impact with his leg speed right throughout the season. But it's Grant Bell with ball in hand. Experienced campaigner, loves a goal. How's this one for size?
Looks good.
Got the journey, didn't let me down. And Bell gets Redan's third back-to-back goals for the hosts, and they're back within a goal here, deep in time on opening term. Redan 3-3-21. Trails Sunbury 4-5-25. We've got a 4-point ball game lead.
Well, I would say 5-6 minutes ago, Sunbury were starting to get right on top of this game, and their ball movement looked really, really dangerous. But Redan managed to hang in, get a bit of run off half back, and a couple of handy shots on goal late in the game, or late in the quarter, should I say?
So we're back to where we thought the game would be, and very even one at that.
Yeah, we're looking at 6 scoring shots to 5, so both teams have had plenty of forward entries and plenty of opportunity, and we've got a tight one.
At the restart, it'll be Bond and Ampolsky. Ampolsky won that tap. George couldn't gather cleanly, but here he goes. Onto the boot, tumbling kick, inside forward 50. Wood's been good for Sunbury in the last line. Just outpointed Carroll, read it better off the boot. So he goes short, and the kick's okay, and found Hannett. As the siren sounds for quarter time here at City Oval. 1 quarter done for season 2024. And it's the travelling Sunbury 4-1-25 who lead Redan 3-3-21. Lee, you've got the goal scorers?
I have, and for Redan we've got Bauer with 1, Lawson and Bell with the late goal there to make things tight. And for Sunbury, Sutton and Polsky, the big ruckman getting a goal, which is a bonus. Doyle and Guthrie with that beautiful kick from 50 late in the quarter.
All right, we'll go around the grounds before a break. Ballarat 3-6-24. Lead back a smash, 2 goals straight, 12. Darley 7-4-46. Lead East Point 4 behinds. And Melton 3-3-21. Lead Melton South 1 goal, 2-8. A break from match of the round here with Red Onion in conjunction with McDonald's and the BFNL 2024 season. It's quarter time. It's Redan 3-3-21 who trail Sunbury 4-1-25. Welcome back to City Oval. Play about to get underway. It's Sunbury who lead Redan by 4 points at the restart. Now it's Redan's turn to kick to the right of screen. Guthrie trying to extricate by hand. It's a bit slow in the end, lucky to get away with it. And there'll be a restart attacking side of the middle of the ground. So Sunbury kicked the opening goal of the game through Boyer. Sunbury kicked the next 4. And then Redan steadied late in that opening term with back-to-back goals to be within 4 points. So with the restart, there'll be a ball up. Tap one there by Bond. I'm guessing we'll say that a bit today. Chance here for Miller, who went by hand at Guthrie, who's beginning to accumulate with the left foot kick, and it's fine. Found Doyle, who kept running on that preferred left. How's the kick? Terrific. Found Sutton, who didn't have to break stride. I mean, Wirtz didn't do much wrong, the defender there, Lee. The kick was just too good.
Yeah, well-weighted kick, and if you get the ball in the right spot in front of this bloke, he's not going to let too many slip through his grasp.
So Jake Sutton, who's already kicked one. Of course, was comp ranked 6 last year, but his average goals per game was right up there, of course, kicking 37 from his 11.
I think he's going to go around the corner here, Toddy.
So it'll take his best. Shot on goal. Awkward kick. It's coming back. Won't come back far enough. Won't even get the distance. Ball in the goal square. Swarm of players around it. Whistle imminent. There'll be a ball up right on the goal line here. So Redan will be disappointed. Oh, they did knock it through in the end. So they just got the ball over the goal line. I was just about to say Redan will be disappointed they didn't rush it, but that was the result they got in the end. So Sunbury with the opening score of the second term, albeit a rush behind. They extend their lead, minor, to 5 points. So Gunser, straight down the middle. George the target, couldn't take the mark. Good spoil there from Guthrie. Ground ball opportunity here. Pressure up. Bond with the tackle. Ball spilled free. The umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to reward the tackle of Bond on Hannett. And it'll be Bond with ball in hand. So he'll go short and the kick's okay. And found George, who's starting to get a bit of it. The kick was terrific towards outer side half forward. Right foot kick over the top to the attacking 50. Every bit of experience used by Bell. Dropped what he should have taken in the end because he just bounced off his chest in the end and went over the line for a boundary throw-in. So now it's Redan's turn in the opening few minutes of this second term to enjoy some ball in their front half. There's the throw-in. Shallow one at that. Surprised the central umpire didn't ask for a reset. Bond caught, close up against the boundary line. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go to the big man in Bond. Wouldn't want to get too windy for Bond, I tell you. Short kick was intercepted. Chance here for a rebound opportunity through Egan, who went by hand. Hannett now through traffic. Went back to Egan, who did a U-turn back through traffic to get onto that preferred left. And he went out wide to Sutton, who's pushed up the broadcast centre wing. And the oval ball, much to the disgust of Sutton, bounced the end on end over the line and out of reach for a boundary throw-in, true centre wing.
Yeah, using the ball well by hand, Sunbury. They're flicking the ball around pretty well. If they can just find a couple more targets, they are looking pretty dangerous.
Boundary throw-in, broadcast side, right in front of us here. And the umpire's going to ask him to throw that one in again. Well, the one in Redan's forward pocket nearly landed on the boundary umpire's head. So he's a bit stiff not to get away with that one. There's the throw-in. Favourite hand, Polsky, went by tap to Doyle, who got it to Cameron. They went in the Sutton direction, 2 to beat. Wirtz got a hand on it, off hands over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, look at those last couple of boundary throw-ins, and I think the ruckman and the on-ballers have just got to be onto that.
I thought you were going to say the boundary umpire just feeling a little as gassed as the players at the moment. Just,
could be.
Yeah, he's had to endure repeat stoppage, all be them boundary throw-ins on his behalf, and here he goes again with an effort throw, and he gets it up in the air. Bond works his way to the front. Tap was good. Found his namesake there in Bond, who went by hand to Wirtz along the line to broadcast centre wing. Again, good use of the body there by Bell. But Riley provides the support for Lieber to find the ball over the line for a boundary throw in true centre wing. And we're enjoying a moment of the ball right in front of us here at Saxon House.
Yeah, there's been a lot of play through the middle and a bit on the outer side today, but one of the first passages we've seen right out in this far wing today.
Boundary throw in. So it'll be Ampolsky and Bond, who's starting to have an impact in the ruck. Just some more hits to advantage would favour the Redan lines. There's a bit of a stalemate, so the whistle will come and it'll go against Gunts and it'll go to Egan, who's starting to rack them up. And there's another poor kick Egan, who was responsible for that turnover goal in that opening term, he wouldn't be happy with that one. Fitzgibbon with ball in hand on half-back. Goes short to Wirtz. So they take a breath here. Of course, both sides, the Lions by nickname. So I've got to say their full name. So Wirtz for the Redan Lions goes to attacking side of centre wing, kept in there by Muir. Nearly a throw from Egan, who found Lever, got it back to Muir. 45 kick was good and found Doyle, who wanted to get onto the left, but he goes with the right hand of the racehorse Bramble. Back through traffic, avoided Bond, who got it to Doyle, who's been good. Cameron nearly got run down to the back. Tumbling ball inside 50. Now Lee ran away from his man there in Sutton. Got a favourable bounce. Was an ambitious hand pass, but he kept running and got rewarded for effort. Kick to the outer centre wing's been cut off there by Hannett, who took a mark in front of Bond and squares the ball to Doyle, who's enjoyed some good numbers with the footy, and his left foot kick is okay. So it'll be Cameron again with the right foot inside 50. Redan with the numbers. Douglas didn't get any purchase on the footy. Nearly fell in the lap of Eels, but ran away there by Guthrie. He'll run into an open goal. Against the run of play there. They'll be disappointed with that, Redan. They had numbers at the aerial, but just couldn't get body or ball.
Couldn't get hands on ball there and just let an easy one get over the back. And that's probably the second goal they've coughed up. The early one on the goal line should have been punched through in that one. And they sort of count for two, those goals. And something Redan have really got to tie up on.
So Guthrie gets his second goal, the first multiple goal scorer of the afternoon here in Red Onion's match of the round here, live from City Oval. McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League season underway. The highly anticipated 27-week spell from the game is back. And we've got a good one in front of us here. Stick with us right throughout the afternoon. Perfect conditions for footy. Ball up, tap, again won by Bond. Egan. Aerial juggle attempt, couldn't gain possession. Fell in the hands of Short, who's tackled, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up, broadcast side of the middle of the ground here at City Oval. There'll be a ball up here, so it'll be Bond and Eels. Bond again, won the tap. Short couldn't gather cleanly. Open the window, albeit a scrimmage of players who swarm on the footy. And there'll be a ball up.
I reckon it's the game. It's the game where we might see a few more stoppages, a bit more scrappy players. The boys get a bit tired.
Indeed. Ball up. Tap this occasion. Won by Eels despite conceding height. Sharkwell by Doyle, who's been good. Got it to Power. Searching hand pass over the top to Guthrie. Didn't hit the target. He had to wait for the bounce and then conceded the free kick in the end. Much to the disappointment of Guthrie. And it'll go to Bond, who went with the right foot to the taller version of the namesake. Not a James between them, however. And it'll be Bond with the right foot. Inside 50. Sunbury have got weight of numbers. It's been cut off. The squaring kick. Tumbling one at that. Egan. One-hand attempt. Chance to be dispossessed. He was by Fitzgibbon. Tried to get onto the right boot. Tackled. Taken to the ground and pinged by the umpire. An opportunity gone begging there for Redan.
Yeah, it was a good tackle. They were under a bit of pressure there, Sunbury. To stick that tackle was really, really important play. Well done.
So the short kick to Egan, who goes with it with two hands on this occasion. So Tentinello making up for that little error there with that excellent tackle. The ball now with Egan. He'll come broadcast side. A bit of sun starts to stream down on City Oval. Off the waiting chest and hands of Scanlon. The pressure of Douglas over the line boundary throw-in. Broadcast side, attacking side of centre wing for Redan, who have yet to add to their quarter-time score of 3-3-21. Sunbury with the only goal of the term through Guthrie. They lead by 11 points. Near 9 minutes gone. Throw in. Bond in front. Eels at the back. Bond somehow won that tap. The beneficiary of front position. Players waiting at the feet of the big man. He must be 6'8", Bond, from here, Lee.
He's definitely tall.
Now, Short didn't have it cleanly. Was tackled, however. Umpire called play on. Tackle from George was good on right. Shark there by Doyle. Got it to Guthrie. Those two been good. Fired hand, left-hand hand pass from Bramble. Found Muir, who went to the fat side of the ground and opened up Lewis. He's got a chance to run away from Matthews, and he does, and he went towards Sutton in front. Spoil was good for Wirtz, who kept his feet. Sutton out of plays. He went to ground. Awkward-looking kick from Wirtz was okay in the end. And they'll get out of trouble here through Jesse's tumbling kick was poor in the end. It's been cut off there by Eels, who was just fortuitously wading into that miscued kick as he goes to the attacking 50. Ground ball. Scanlon couldn't gather. Over the football there was Mortlock. Could have copped the push in the back. Egan wanted to holding the ball, but the umpire called it a stalemate and will come in and affect the ball up 50 metres out from the Sunbury goal. So Ampolsky and George, who's been known to spend some time in the ruck despite his, medium to okay height. Clearing kick was cut off there by Newitt, who went short and found Bramble. So Bramble lowers the eyes and goes in the Sutton direction. He's got the sit here. Oh, Wirtz was terrific. So the last 4 aerials, Wirtz has been up to the task and right on the Sutton hammer.
He has. He looked to have some real good balance the last couple. Kept his feet, affected a spoil, and Sunbury, just for mine, looking very Sutton focused at the moment going forward.
Yeah, they've kicked 1 goal, 1 for the term. Redan no score. Redan lead by 11 points. 11 minutes gone. Boundary throw in. Sunbury in attack. George, as he's known to do, pushes his fellow ruckman under the footy from the boundary throw in and then won the footy and kicked it to half back. Getting a hand on the ball there was Lever over the line. Boundary throw and attacking side of centre wing. Broadcast side for the Sunbury Lions. So a bit of an arm wrestle of sorts abating here, Lee.
Yes, definitely. Both teams would feel they're in the hunt right now.
So Bond, tap only went as far as right, whose hand pass was cut off there by Collins, who was hopeful rather than anything else without looking up. He just fired the ball towards the attacking 50, cut off there by Newitt. He got it to Wood, who combined with Lever by hand, who steadily on that left boot found Muir, who created the overlap, and the kick let him down. Here come Redan. They've got numbers through. Farnsworth, they can impact. Lever was good to cover the ground and release by hand. Muir kept running too, and they're away here, the Sunbury Lions, through power. Got it to Doyle. Inboard, he'll want to get on the left. He went by hand to Guthrie. Look at him go. Bramble, as we spoke about the racehorse earlier. Here's an opportunity for the big fella around Polsky. Squaring kick. Once again. Saves the day, the captain. He went by the right boot to the defensive 50. To Fitzgibbon, who went to go along the line to Bond and then ignored that and went back inboard with a risky kick, but Jess was up to it. Awkward-looking Torp in the outstretched hands of Kelson will steady the ship for Redan. They look to go inboard again with the risky kick. Players set themselves. No mark taken there by the big fella there in green, and he's been pinged, said the umpire. And Woody's been good for Sunbury. Will take the resultant free kick.
Yeah, Redan is having a bit of trouble transitioning the ball from half back to half forward at the moment. Bit of turnover there for him.
Sunbury lead Redan by 11 points. Near 13 minutes gone. Kick's okay. And Fernand Pulski on the lead. Lit up like a natural forward, did the big fella. Wasted no time. Went in that Sutton direction. Could have been a push on. Words by Sutton. The umpire let it go. Hand pass was good. Over the top of the head from Scanlon, who found Sutton, who had a shot on goal and missed off to the left. And the Redan defenders just letting Sutton know about that push on Words he got away with.
Just go around the grounds quickly, Toddy. Bacchus Marsh have kicked a couple in a row, hit the front by a point, 26-25 over Ballarat. Daly still well up, 47-5 over East Point. And Melton South trail 9-21 against Melton.
Transitioning out of defence. Go Redan. They get it beyond half back to near centre wing. And another stoppage eventuates. As you tipped more of those as the game goes on, Lee, you're on the money at the moment. Bond won the tap. Urban is bailed up. Good tackle there from Lowe, being rewarded. Good to see the tackling being rewarded here. Being rewarded more so at this level than at the high level, Lee.
Definitely, and Redan have actually done that pretty well today through the middle of the ground. Just haven't been able to link up going forward.
So Lowe goes to the attacking 50. It's been cut off by the left footer. Tendinello, and the kick was okay and found Guthrie on half back. Kick was low. Barely went the 15. Call it 15.001. Plays on. So Power got it to Wood. Went to Sutton again. I'd like to know how many times they've gone to Sutton. He'll be rewarded for a hold against Wirtz. The captain a little bit disappointed there. Speak of Jacob Wirtz. And Sutton, who's, well, he's clearly been the number one focus a forward 50 entry kicks, Lee, and he gets a resultant shot on goal.
He has, and the direct matchup's been a good one. Both players have had their moments. Probably just weighted numbers at this point. Sunbury's the last 5 or 10 minutes, they've gone to Sutton 4 or 5 times. At the end of the day, he's going to drag one down.
Yeah, the weight of forward 50 entries and time spent in the front half has allowed Sutton with an opportunity for goal number 3. But he's off to the left to the minor score and a let-off for Redan. 5-4-34 Sunbury. Redan 3-3-21, tick over 15 minutes gone. Kick comes back into play to Lawson, who runs his measure, sends the kick to broadcast centre wing. Players set themselves. Lever got a hand on it, but Redan got numbers through Collins. Tumbling high up and under kick. Went in the boy direction, a one-hander. There's a mark of the day contender, Leroy.
He uses his weight and his body really well. He protected the space there, knew where the ball was going to drop. Really, really classy mark.
Clever player. The left footer. Who kicked the opening goal of the game. We'll go back for a chance to become Redan's first multiple goal scorer of the afternoon. He's had a couple of shots. Very dangerous and lively early, boy up.
He has, and he's had a couple of shots from this side of the ground. I know opposite end this time, but it should favour the left footer.
Let's see how he goes. Guthrie was able to get the journey in the opening term for Sunbury. So you'd think Boyer would have it covered. Let's see how he goes. Oh, if you don't mind.
Absolutely beautiful kick.
Training drill. It's like watching a scratch handicapper tee off with an iron, Leroy.
The way he moved and he's legged through that ball, it never looked like missing the goals from there. Very, very stylish kick of the ball.
Yeah, and you don't see average players kick those goals with that ease. So it says a lot of his scope and progressive nature, the youngster. Still only 20 years old, 6'3", and he's going to be a handful, if not already, moving forward.
No, most definitely. And it was a really important goal for Dan. You felt Sunbury were maybe getting on top in the last 5 or 10 minutes, pretty much like they did in the first quarter, but once again, Redan likely strike back and right in the game.
Game on here at City Oval via the Red Onion Vision on the BFNL Match Centre. Opportunity here for Redan to extricate to half forward. Collins had his head ripped off. He had been wearing a headband. That would have been on the deck. Don't worry about that. So there's that high kick that Collins does. And the boy direction. Good spoil there from Lever to save the day to the safety of the boundary line. Over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Darley have kicked another goal out there at Darley Park and lead East Point 53-5. So no premiership hangover at Darley Park at the moment, Toddy.
Well, just let me know when East Point turn up, Leroy. That's an ominous start from the reigning premiers. That is a statement. Boundary throw in. George, good use of the body. Kick with the outside of the right boot, high up and under kick. Players set themselves. Attack on the footy was terrific there from Lever. He goes to ground. Searching hand pass. Went over the head of Egan. Chance here for Ampolsky. He's been okay, the big fella. Knocked in the direction of Eels. Had it knocked away from him there by Power, but opened the door here for Redan through Farnsworth. Went with the left boot out wide in the Bell direction. Got a horrible bounce. Opened the door for Newitt. He had support through Riley. So he got the handball receive and then found Lewis, who went to outer side centre wing and found Ampolsky, who's covering the ground well for a big fella. Been impressed with him, Luke.
I think both ruck would have actually covered the ground pretty well today.
And he's kicked the ball well too. So they square the ball to Lever on outer centre wing Sunbury, and they run through the middle of the ground. He lowered the eyes and found Muir. They got the outnumber and the overlap here. Wood got the handball received and went out wide to guess who? Sutton on the lead, and he's got it. Taking a nice mark on the chest. He can chip it over the top here. We'll pretend to, but now we'll go long on goal. It's bending back. How's the journey? Got it. Sutton has goal number 2. And Sunbury get another, well, a steadier really. For all that play, it's probably been, just they probably deserve to be, in the lead that they have. But, gee, Wirtz has really kept Redan in the game, nullifying Sutton, who's been a primary target with near double-figure target options,
Oh, you're spot on. They've gone to Sutton a number of times, and he's looked the target, so they've gone to the right one. He could have quite easily kicked 4 or 5, but I think he'd be happy with his 2 goals so far.
Yeah, and I think Gary Lamont would be happy with how Wirtz is going on Sunbury's leading forward. At the restart, the height advantage. Man, Polsky won the tap. Only as far as George, though. There's another centre clearance from the Redan star. He went inside 50. Big fella Bond at the back, but Lever, who's starting to get on top in defence. Somehow the ball fell into the hands of Muir. Tumbling kick beyond half back. It was dumped as he kicked. It'll be a down the ground free kick, and they're off to the races. But the umpire said, no, we're going to have to bring that back. Not sure how far back. I thought it was a down the ground, and it was. So the resultant kick taken by Miller on half back. There's a little overcorrection going on from the man in the lime.
Still not sure what's going on. Here we go.
But we're good to go. As we tick into time on here, Sunbury lead Redan by 13 points. 2 goals to 1 in this into this second term, and Miller's off to the races, runs his measure. Pressure was good from Farnsworth, but he got his kick away going back with courage there was good from Douglas. He took a mark in the sun, if you don't mind. On an April autumn day here, and the kick, well, it was a 50-50 to a one-on-one. Sunbury seemingly have the numbers through Cameron, who got it to Bramble. Lower the eyes, Sutton. He's just a quality act, Sutton, and when you get feed like that, it just makes it hard for the defenders.
Yeah, his work rate's been good. He's had multiple leads.
Yeah,
ball
good
coming
call.
forward. He's been pretty quick to double back and go again. And when you keep doing that, you're going to give yourself plenty of opportunity.
So it'll be Sutton has a goal in each quarter. Thus far has 2. Has had 5 shots on goal. And a chance for goal number 3 to extend the lead to 19 points.
Umpire didn't move.
Yep, the players like it. Sunbury up and about here in time on in this second term here with some separation, and deservedly so, you would think. 7-4-46, lead Redan 4-3-27 in Red Onion's match of the round season opener here at City Oval.
Yeah, and you look at that first quarter where Redan were happy to stick in, kick a couple of late goals to win the game, where Sunbury's looked to run this quarter out a little bit stronger, and what are we? 21, 22-minute mark second quarter. Dangerous couple of minutes here for Redan. They need to hang in.
Well, they could match their feats of the opening term with the last 2 quarters, and that'll get them back within 7 points. But Sunbury just seem to be on top here for the here and now. Ball up. Opportunity here for George again. Right foot kick towards the attacking 50. Clean bowled would open the door here for Carroll, who couldn't gather. How about that gather from Muir? Was exceptional at the ankles. Managed to get a hand pass away under pressure to the safety of the boundary line. The old defender's best friend. I still think they are a good friend, albeit an old adage from back in the 80s, Leroy.
Everyone takes a breath and starts again.
Near 23 minutes gone second term. Sunbury lead by 19 points. We'll give that tap to Green. Chance for Bond. How will it sit for him? Well, he went to ground and Bramble kept his feet and was tackled, taken to the ground. And illegally so, said the umpire, by Collins. And it'll be Bramble with a squaring kick to Guthrie, who's had a lot of uncontested ball today, Guthrie, and he's been good. Who found Hannett. So inside their defensive 50, Hannett is told to play on by the umpire. So it's Wood with the left boot and combines with Lever. So a couple of left footers sharing the love. Goes further afield. Right up against the boundary line. Just outside the defensive 50. It'll be Riley. Beyond outer side centre wing, penetrating kick. Scanlon dropped what he should have taken. In the end, he did all the hard work. Bounced off thigh and chest and over the line for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing outer side of the ground. Near 24 minutes gone here, City Oval. Sunbury lead by 19 points. 7-4 plays 4-3. There's the throw-in. Tap one by Bond. Well, Eels did the roving, if you don't mind. Gave the hand pass over to Doyle, who went with the left boot inside 50. Shark, opportunity here for Scanlon. How will it sit for him? He went with the dribbling ball across the face. Foot race on in earnest here. How will it sit for Wirtz? Okay in the end. Pressure was good from Sutton, but he got the tumbling kick. Bramble got a hand on it to deny Matthews. Hannett went back to Muir, sent the kick inside 50. Redan got numbers here through Mortlock. How will it sit for him? Okay, went by hand to Fitzgibbon. And he's off to the outer side on the non-preferred with the left boot. Bell the target. Will get to him on the bounce. Clean bowled him in the end, but he just got a hand on it to keep the ball within possession. Lewis went to the safety, the boundary line. That'd be deliberate if he actually found the line. It was somehow kept inside before it's ushered over by a weight of congestion on the ball, and there'll be a throw-in out of side of the ground. True centre wing. Sunbury lead by 19 points, 25 minutes gone, second term.
Yeah, both teams would love to get one more here, especially Redan, to keep themselves just within that couple of kicks.
Boundary throw-in. Bond with the front spot, won the tap over his head. Shark there by Cameron, tumbling kick inside 50. And Wirtz, a bit of reward for reading the play well, took an uncontested mark in front of Sutton, and he's up on his bike with a right foot kick, and it was good, and it found Gunser, who had Kelson on his outside, looking to go back into the corridor, but he'll play on. He go by hand to Lawson, who's bereft of options. He took on the tackle of Miller. Oh, Gunser was clever. Got onto the right boot, sold the candy to Muir and ran away. Went inside 50. Umpires picked out a free kick here.
Downfield.
It's going to go the way of Redan naturally. And a shot on goal in minute here. That'd be disappointing for Matt White and the Sunbury crew to allow this shot on goal from Bell, who's normally pretty good from here.
Yeah, there was no malice in it. He was just a step late on the kicker and
momentum.
Downfield, fair enough, yep.
So tick over 26 minutes gone. No more important kick from Bell than this one. Will it bend back enough?
I think it
might have snuck in. Well, Bell's up and about. He knows he's done it a few times here over his career, and he gets goal number 2. And Redan get their 5th of the afternoon to close within 13 points. As we touched on, a much needed goal there for Redan lead. They're back within 13 points, 5-3-33 Redan. Trail Sunbury 7-4-46.
No, definitely. It's the second time Bell's kicked a goal, probably against the runner play to sort of drag Redan back within striking distance, and a timely goal as we creep ever closer towards half-time.
Still anyone's game. I think if Redan can get some weight of possession, naturally they'll create more opportunity. Ball up, tap won by Bond, only as far as Ampulski, who knocked it further afield to Jess, who kicked the ball across the body. Lever in front, couldn't gather. Collins applied the pressure. Hannett provided the support for Lever and then gave it back to the captain, who went to the left boot and got a penetrating one at that towards half forward. Lawson was strong, gave it the don't argue, and went by hand to Broadbent. Back to Lawson in traffic. Evasive, but good enough to get out of trouble. Somehow he'll get it back, and he's had about 4 disposals in that 35 seconds. And the kick was good and found Bond, who can steady for Redan. The big fella with a high up and under towards half forward. Chance here for Bell, couldn't take the mark. Tumbling kick. Fell into the hands of Boyer, who went by hand to Bell. Unselfishly tried to go round the corner to George. But an excellent smother on the footy there from Wood. He's been terrific. There'll be a boundary throw in. 25 metres around from the Redan goal. Deep into attack there, 28 minutes gone, second term.
Yeah, I think Sunbury would be happy to clear this ball long down the line, and stoppage or even out of bounds would do them.
Boundary throw in. It'll be George conceding height against Ampulski, and the height won out. He got it beyond the defensive 50. That's an excellent tackle. On Kelson by Doyle, and justly rewarded. And the short kick from Doyle just got the measure to Hannett, who found power on half-back. But the siren sounds to end a very entertaining opening half here at City Oval. It's a Sunbury with a 13-point lead here after they led by 4 points at quarter time. They've extended to 13 here. They lead 7-4-46 to Redan 5-3-33. Still anyone's game. Leroy, you've got the goal scorers.
I have. So we have for Redan, Boyer with Bell with 2, added 1 that quarter. Lawson still with his 1 goal. Bell kicked another important goal late in the quarter, take his tally to 2. Sutton really got up and going in that quarter with another 2 goals to go to 3, and Polsky and Doyle a goal each, and Guthrie kicked the goal to add to his tally for 2 for the day.
Well, we'll go around the grounds before we touch on a couple of the better players from each side before a much-deserved break.
Yeah, so the Bacchus Marsh Ballarat game all tied up at 40 apiece. So game on out there at Bacchus Marsh. Darley 11-7-73. East Point yet to kick a major, 5 behinds. And what we thought might happen down at Melton South. Melton have kicked well away, 12-6-78. Lead Melton South 1-4-10.
Well, Joe Carmody, well, he's absent from that round one match. He's overseas on long service leave, and of course, fill-in coach Jackson Merritt can't go onto the ground. So certainly not working for them today. Gee, that is a smashing. Each Point, normally a known offensive, you know, they've got an arsenal of quality. 5 behinds for the half. Darley 11-7 if you don't mind.
Yeah.
No Cousins, no Page, you know, no Leonard, no Young.
Yep.
And but some train-on players to do some VFL experience. So some upskilling and growth within is obviously showing its wares at Darley Park. But more immediately in front of us here at half-time, Sunbury 7-4-46 lead, Redan 5-3-33. I'll touch on a couple of the better contributors from Redan. I enjoyed watching Lawson go around, Taj Bond and Ampolsky. Well, Ampolsky and Eels are sharing the ruck duties, but Bond is toiling well. Marty Boy has been dangerous forward. Jacob Wirtz, while Sutton has kicked 3 goals, he's tried really hard. Leroy, you've got a handful of contributors from Sunbury who have certainly had a lot more of the ball than Redan.
They have. They've probably been better from the contest they spread. I just think they're moving around the ground. Probably their run with Bramble, Guthrie around the ground has been really important. They're using the ball pretty well, and I think Lever's been really good across half-back.
Yeah, so still anybody's game, but weighted possession with Sunbury. They probably have 6 or 7 of the best 10, so that probably validates that half-time lead, albeit 13 points. So Redan not without hope at the main break here. Ripper day here in Ballarat. Stick with us for the second half in about 10 minutes' time, live from City Oval in Red Onion McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League's match of the round.
Can you start by telling us how you rate yourself as a bit of an artist?
As an artist, as in like a musical artist?
No, that is like drawing.
Oh, hell no, bad. Yeah, real bad.
like a drawer or an artist? Nah, shocking. The East Point logo.
It looks like a bit of like a dog devil, isn't it?
This is terrible. This is shocking. Long neck for a kangaroo.
They're gonna hate me, the Darley boys, when they see this.
That's all I got, boys. That's it.
I don't know.
Kookaburra. How do you draw an anchor? I can't draw for How do you draw an anchor? I don't know.
I should be not bad at it considering they're the Lions as well.
Well, it's pretty much the same as yours.
This is going to be terrible.
Oh, this is going to be shocking.
Got some big scary eyes. How do you make eyes scary? Oh, I should have done his mouth open because he'd be like roaring like a lion. I wonder if I can still do that. Now he just looks happy.
This is going to be so bad.
This is us round 1. The Sunbury.
Base.
If you ask me to draw a swan or a Ballarat logo, I am in all sorts of trouble.
Ooh, the Cobras.
How do you draw a swan? It's got a long neck, doesn't it?
I have actually no idea.
Now, what do we got, JP? Are you going to help me? Or
I'm pretty sure there's 2 swans, so you might have to do another one for us.
Are they pecking each other or what?
Yeah, try to do that.
Are you stitching me up here?
No, that's how it is. I think they've been around forever too, so like 1850 something, so.
Or I can't put 1850 something. 1850 what?
I'm absolutely stumped. No idea.
You know?
And there's a footy and a netball down the bottom too.
Right. Yeah, you just stitch me up here. Sorry, Ballarat. I apologise in advance.
Oh. Is that a panther?
We've got a man with a footy.
I don't really like their logo, to be honest. I'm going to redesign it for him. But it's going to be a panther. It does look like koala.
Big arms, right? Big arms. I actually feel like I nailed it too. You should see me worst work.
Welcome back to City Oval ahead of the second half action here. It's Sunbury who lead by 13 points. They won both quarters this afternoon, and they've deserved the lead through weighted possession. They're 7-4-46. They lead Redan 5-3-33. Hope you enjoy the halftime vision. Of course, Red Onion providing some reality TV. Just interviewing a few of the more prominent players throughout the football and netball programs. Just adding a bit of light before the serious stuff ahead of a highly anticipated 2024 season, Lee.
Yeah, we've seen a good first half of footy to kick it off here, and both teams would be fairly happy with, I thought, what their output in the first half of the season, first half of the first game. You know, Redan have done enough, I think, to hang in and give himself a chance. They need to hang in for a little bit longer. Sunbury have had, as you said, plenty of weight, plenty of opportunity. It's, I think the team that can find a few more targets and use the ball a bit better will have a big second half. Sunbury's ball movement's been impressive in the first half. I think Sutton up forward has been, of course, the key, and the two ruckmen, I'm expecting them to go head-to-head. That's been an epic battle in the first half.
Yeah, Boy has been a lively source forward, and Bell, well, he's had limited opportunities, really. I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head through weighted possession there from Sunbury. They've probably got 7 of the best 10 players on the ground, but we'll see how the second half unfolds. And the youth of Redan, whether they can peg back this lead held by the visiting Sunbury Lions. Play it away. Soccer off the ground from Guthrie. Only went as far as George. Dribbling kick out wide towards Long. Hurried kick from Jess. Goes forward. Here's an opportunity for Redan. How will it bounce? Well, favourably for Tentanello to do the mopping up as he went with the right boot and found Lewis, who had his fair share of the footy in the opening half. So he goes short to that chip up that we spoke of, that Guthrie and Lewis are synonymous for. So that squaring kick is okay. And found Riley, who switches play to the outer side of the ground. Tumbling kick meant for Bramble. Opportunity for a turnover here through Jess, who gathered on half forward and went inside 50 and found a target. And guess who? It's Marty Boyer. So he's probably on the right side of the ground for a left-footer Leroy, with kicking through the ball with the left boot on the inside of the outside of the body. I hope I made sense there.
Yeah, most definitely. From what we've seen, throughout the first half of this game today, the way he sort of arcs a little bit around and leans into the left foot, it should suit him perfectly.
Well, a real chance for Redan to get within 7 points here with a shot on goal from Boyer. Kicked a goal in each of the opening 2 terms, and chance to make it goal number 3. There's the kick. How's the accuracy? He's missed to the near side. So a let off there for Sunbury and a missed opportunity for Redan.
You do feel like Redan have got to take their chances when they get them.
Indeed. We're back to a 2-goal game. Redan 5-4-34, Sunbury 7-4-46. Kick back into play is okay, and found Guthrie, who provided that short hit-up target again with another uncontested possession, and he'll lope away to the outer side of the ground. So he just chips it up in the air. Redan got numbers through Boyer, who has an opportunity to send Redan back into attack. He wastes no time, got plenty on the kick, and the mark's been taken there by Collins, who'll go back and have a shot on goal directly in front.
Well done by Boyer. After missing the goal, pushing back into a dangerous position for the Sunbury exit. Good mark, straight back in. Good footy.
Yeah, some good energy from Redan. Sunbury a little lacklustre coming out for this opening few minutes of the third term. So it'll be Collins. Awkward style, but efficient. Nonetheless, makes no mistake. And they're back within a goal here at City Oval. They get the first goal of the third term, as they did in the opener. They're 6-4-40. They trail Sunbury 7-4-46. Collins with his first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, very important goal, that one for Redan. Like, get himself up and run that third quarter. They would have spoken about that at half-time. First 5 minutes been really important for him to get himself right into this game and put a bit of scoreboard pressure on Sunbury moving forward.
Whilst the majority of scores do come from turnover, the Redan scoreline is no exception. Just turnovers in Sunbury's back half has been largely responsible for a majority of the Redan score. 1-goal ball game here. Tap one by Ampolsky. Ground level ball. Sunbury trying to find a spark despite a 6-point lead here. They've just been a bit lacklustre out of the main break. And there'll be a ball up. Right in the middle of the ground here. As the sun endeavours to hang in on City Oval. But the temperature continues to plummet. Ball up. Tap one by Ampolsky, only as far as his opposing ruckman there in Bond, and the kick went forward, and full of confidence, Collins rewarded for playing in front. Chip kick went over the head of Boyer. Opened the door here for Farnsworth, though. Will kick across the body with the non-preferred, and it's off to the right for a minor score. Boyer was clapping. I think he was just applauding the effort because the result was a minor.
Yeah, they just rushed that play a little bit when they had their opportunity, but good energy here from Redan.
Yes, yeah, Lee, you were spot on. Composure lacking as they clear out of defence. Tumbling kick at that and forced to defend, and effectively there was right away from Gunser. Found the safety of the boundary line. In a reset of sorts, there'll be a boundary throw-in 55 metres around from the Redan goal, who've had all of the play in their front half in the opening 5 minutes. So it'll be Bond and Ampolsky. Give it to Bond, who just caught one high. And he'll receive a deserved free kick, the youngster. And he'll wheel onto the left foot. One of many in the Redan side. To the teeth of goal. Bell's got it. Well, he just judged it better than everyone else. And Sunbury didn't get any ball or body on Bell.
He just held his spot, got to the drop of the ball, didn't he? I don't think he left the ground, Todd. Just stood there and waited for it to come to him.
Yep, indeed. Just poorly judged by the Sunbury defence, and Bell goes bang, and you wouldn't believe it. Within 5 minutes of this third term, Redan are in front here at City Oval.
Yeah, the sun is out now across the ground. Redan seem to enjoy the sunlight. They've started this quarter really, really well.
Yeah, well, it's shining on the Redan Lions, you're right. 7-5-47 now. They lead Sunbury 7-4-46. 5.5 minutes gone.
Well, they should enjoy the sun while it's out, because I'm pretty sure it takes a holiday in about 8 days, and you won't see it again until September up here in Ballarat. So,
indeed, they should have a public holiday in for the summer day here up in Ballarat. Near 6 minutes gone. Now Sunbury saw the writing on the wall. They kicked the last 3 goals of the game. Redan ball up, tap one by Ampolsky. Cameron the Shark couldn't gather cleanly. Jess over the footy will deny right. An extrication by Hand. The umpire will ball it up right in the middle of City Oval. The sun-kissed City Oval, if you don't mind. And Polsky, the early fly, got a tap on the way down, if you don't mind. Right, tackled, taken to the ground, wanted the free. Umpire let it go, and rightly so. George, who's had plenty of it in the last 2 quarters, gave it to Fitzgibbon, who went forward. And an infringement against Tentinello. Free kick will go to Boyer.
he had no trouble with the distance from probably half a dozen metres close of his last kick, so I think he's got the journey from here.
Well, he's going to back himself in. He's going to do, well, they don't pull the socks up these days. It's more going down to the socks to put the mouth guard at rest. Yep, and as you tip, Lee, distance won't be a problem here for the raking left foot of Boyer, who'll kick from just outside 50. Plenty on the kick. Off to the left, though, for a minus score. So all the play in Redan's front half in the opening 7 minutes of this third term. They get a 2-point lead, 7-6-48. They lead Sunbury 7-4-46. So they come broadcast side again. And it'll end up in the hands of Riley, who's got Lewis short. He'll square the ball, risky. Found power. Gunster with a diving attempt in the gully. Couldn't get a hand to it. So, slow play. Chip from the Sunbury Lions at the moment. It's Cameron. Ball in hand from Kyneton. Goes along the line to Riley. Just waiting for that bit of play to come undone. Good hip and shoulder there from George on Riley. Fell in the hands of Guthrie. Went inboard to Cameron, who found Doyle onto the preferred left. Now here's an opportunity for Sunbury. Forward to Sutton. Might have caught one high. Umpire let it go. Kelson did the shark. He can go by the left hand to Matthews. It was a lazy handball. Matthews was clever though. Chip kick. Found Lawson, who cut it off. Who went with a high up and under. Green's got 3 to beat. Ground ball. Chance here for Guthrie. Went by hand to Lever, who got it to Hannett. Indecisive. Took his time. Got rid of it in the end. Tapping it forward. Clever there was Tentinello. Ball fell in the hands of Eels, who found Sutton, who took a contested mark and a much-needed one at that for Sunbury. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. We've already seen a couple of goals kicked from this exact spot from other players, Lee, so it wouldn't be beyond Sutton, you'd think.
No, not at all. I think he's what's happened? Bit happened off the ball here, Toddy. Bit of frustration creeping into the game.
Of course, everyone's an umpire from over the fence. Bit of feeling creeping into the game here. Took the best part of 9 minutes after the main break. This is the first real bit of, physicality and altercation that we've seen this afternoon. So Sutton wastes no time. And that is a perfect example of a drop punch shot on goal from 45. And Sutton's got 4 at City Oval. We've got a game on. Bit of feeling creeping into the game. Well, creep is an understatement. There's a dozen or so players getting involved. And while we had a quiet start from over the fence, the crowd is starting to get involved, Lee.
They are. Game's tight right up round. Come out full of fire. Sunbury get one back. The umpire's just going to bounce the ball here. And there's about 4 players in the middle of the ground at the moment, so got a bit of work to do, some of these blokes.
All-important centre clearance. It was looking like it was going to be a 2-on-2 there for a moment, but the umpire's taken a breath and the players have made their way back to the middle of the ground on the back of that Sutton goal. They needed it, Sunbury. They regained the lead here. Ball up, tap there. Well, Bond had an airy and it fell in the hands of Guthrie. So a clearance out in the Sutton direction. Had front spot, couldn't take the mark. Pressure was good from Words. Egan went to ground. His hand pass just ricocheted off Lee, who'll be happy to see it over the line, but somehow it's kept in. Advantage Sunbury, but they cough it up through Lawson from Redan, who hammered the ball towards outer centre wing. Cut off by Lever. Does it so often. He went short with a concede 45 and found Wood. And a very good opening half. The kick didn't let him down, or the wrap put on him, and he found Cameron. It's a likely type. Went with the right boot, and the kick was fine. Found Bramble, who's doing the old, we'll settle it down, but he lowered the eyes and went out in the direction of Egan through his hands, but chop of the arm over the shoulder, said the umpire. And Egan will go back and have a shot on goal for his first of the afternoon. And a chance for back-to-back goals for Sunbury, who have come out of their slumber league.
Yeah, they've a bit of a slow build-up, both the last 2 goals. They've been pretty deliberate, the footy, waiting to find that open target and then move the ball when they find a bit of space. But definitely would be a handy back-to-back goals for them.
And in hindsight, you were bang on with your call early in that third term with those opportunities gone begging there for Redan. A couple of set shots from Boyer and a shot on goal in general in open play there from Collins, while he did convert later from a set shot. There were 3 chances gone begging. So Egan keeps the kick low. And it's off to the left and through for a minor score. So let off there for Redan. Sunbury extend. 8-5-53. They lead Redan 7-6-48. Ball to come back into play. And it'll be Gunser, a noted distributor on that trusty left boot. He sits it up for Collins. Spoil at the back was good from Urban. They got ground level presence, Sunbury. Gathered by Power, coughed it up. Broadbent said, I'll have it. Thank you very much. And sent the kick wide. It was a poor one at that. It's been cut off. And it's Lewis with ball in hand who'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Yeah, it's probably the first time throughout the day we've seen a team really push up and take the space off the other team. We've got nearly all players in one half of the ground. We haven't seen that kind of spread today. So, yeah, good work there by Sunbury.
Yeah, the Sunbury press, as Lee alluded to, has been the catalyst behind this front half turnover and shot on goal. And Lewis makes no mistake. And Sunbury get their 9th in an entertaining affair here at City Oval. Near 13 minutes gone. The Lions steady with back-to-back goals. They're 9-5-59. They lead Redan 7-6-48. We've got an 11-point ball game in the McDonald's FNL Red Onion match of the round.
Yeah, after a pretty hot start by Redan for this quarter, we've sort of got back to where we were at half-time. A couple of steadying goals from Sunbury. And when you look at it, Sunbury couldn't get their hands on the ball for the first 5 or 6 minutes, but they're definitely steadied. They've been a bit more deliberate when they've got the ball and waited to hit a target up, and it's worked for them.
At the restart, Sunbury through Polsky won the tap, but Bond, the big fella, weighted down. I'm not even sure whether that can be such a thing. The man's at such a height, but as soon as he got it, he was pinged by Egan, who played on and gave it to Hannett. Broadcast centre wing, high up and under kick. Players come from everywhere, and somehow it's fallen in the hands of Sutton. The umpire has picked out a free kick here for a block or a push, or
it's a push off the ball, I think.
Yeah. So Lee with the left foot kick out towards centre wing. Ground ball opportunity here for Redan, and Lowe runs away. He's tackled. Nearly took too long, but the umpire let him go. Lewis tried to shrug the tackle there of Carroll. couldn't do so. Ball was bailed up to him. There'll be a ball up, attacking side of centre wing for Redan, out of side of the ground. Yep, and they're still giving it from over the fence. Tap one there by Bond. Out the direction of the boundary line, the big fella. He was just praying it'd go out, and finally it did for him. So there'll be a boundary throw in. In the shadows of half forward, out of sight of the ground for Redan. They trail by 11 points midway through this third term. Near 15 minutes gone. Throw in, tap. Well, we'll call that even. Ground ball opportunity here. Well, it could have been a hell without a free kick there to Mortlock, but the umpire said no. And instead, will come in and effect a ball up some 65 metres out from the Redan goal. So George is the man for a clearance here. Let's see how he goes for Redan. Well, it went in his direction. Sunbury through right. Had possession first, was taken to the ground there by George in the end. So here's a restart. Ampulski won the tap. Carroll can't extricate the tackle of Egan and or Bramble. And there'll be a ball up 51 metres out from the Redan goal. Tap won by Ampulski. Hurried kick by that player. Got it towards outer centre wing. Cameron with the gather. Tackled by Broadbent, but not before he got hands away to right, who kept running onto that left boot out in the Sutton direction. Been a terrific duel. Sutton and Wirtz. Ground ball. Wirtz finally gets some support. And none more so. And needy than the boundary line as it trickles over the line for a throw in 65 metres around from the Sunbury goal.
Yeah, it has been a great battle, that one. Like you look at Sutton's kicked the 4 goals and probably been the focal point, but the match-up's been a good one, that's for sure.
Boundary throw in. It'll be Bond and Ampulski. Tap one there by Bond. Egan, strong, tackled, taken to the ground. Ball fell in the hands of Ampulski. And the two giraffes on the ground fighting over the footy. Umpire said, I'll have it. Ball up. Ampulski's tap. Socket along the ground by Egan. Inside 50. Scanlon presented. Got knocked off the footy. Loose ball. Ball's fired out into the direction there of Broadbent. He went to go boundary side. Then Wirtz did the mopping up. Boundary throw to take place here at City Oval as the sun shows its face again. Sunbury in attack here. They lead by 11 points. Throw in. Ampulski nudged Bond under the ball. Bond wanted to push. Umpire said no. There's the clearance from George. Penetrating kick. Found Bell on out of centre wing. They're out here. They can keep the ball going. They can get the overlap. So Bell goes out in the direction of Boyer. Gathered the ball cleanly. The kick was not so. Cut off by Muir, who gave it to Hannett, who went inboard. Now there's the left foot kick there from Doyle, who came broadcast side and found Miller. He's up on his bike, went back inboard, who found Power, ran to 50. Right foot kick out into the pocket is good. Mark taken by McLean, deep in the right forward pocket for Sunbury. Tough kick from here, but a chance. Well, ball was in general play for some time for both sides to take a breath, and Redan won't be too disappointed with that as McLean uses up the clock. Ticks over 18 minutes gone. Third term here. Chance to extend on the 11-point lead. That's not a bad kick. Bending back, just across the face and through for a minor score. Sunbury 6th of the afternoon. We've got a 2-goal ball game. Sunbury 9-6-60. Redan 7-6-48.
Yeah, not a lot of clean ball play in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Sunbury just sort of looking to get a bit more link through the middle of the ground. Miller's turn and run there on wing was tremendous.
So it'll be Gunson with a penetrating left foot kick. Green the target, couldn't take the mark. Waiting at ground level there was Hannett. Gave it to Newitt. Right foot kick inside 50. Players set themselves. Chance for George. Gathered. Might have cut one high. Umpire said no. It was McLean the aggressor. George will let him know about that too. There'll be a ball up just inside Sunbury's forward 50 here. So 19 minutes gone. The first 8 minutes belonging to Redan. And the 11 cents to Sunbury. Ball up. Through traffic goes Lawson. I've liked his game. Searching hand pass was a risky one. Muir was courageous, had eyes for the ball despite the oncoming traffic. Bramble goes to ground somehow. Regained possession. Well, Kai Jess has got 2 to beat over here, and here comes the support through short, and it's on again. So, bit of a sideshow going on there. Umpires call play on. They need some control here, the umpires. There's some spot fires going on around the ground as Cameron gathered and gave it to Doyle. He's dispossessed. Green was tackled and taken to the ground by Eels. A couple of the big boys combining there, albeit opposing sides. Near 20 minutes gone, third term here. City Oval, Sunbury 60 on the road. Lead Redan 48. Hurried kick along the ground. Shallow entry inside 50 from Cameron. Ground ball opportunity here for Sunbury. Can they gather? They can't. Bit of a stacks on the mill. Beast to a honeypot. Whistle imminent. There'll be a ball up. 45 metres out from the Sunbury goal.
Yeah, just a little bit scrappy last 5 or 6 minutes. Both teams not able to get a lot of ascendancy on the ball and just not a lot of good footy going forward.
Ball up. Tap one by Green, who does the muscling, but Sunbury have the numbers through Doyle, who got it to Hannett. Standing start, high up and under kick into the pocket. Had enough on the kick to register a minor score. Boundary umpire there and the goal umpire combining to make that decision as it just bounced over the goal line and then back into play. So the right decision made, and a chance for Gunser to reload and get Redan out of attack, and not for the first time today by foot from the last line. You're gone! Ping, said the umpire. And he nearly take it off him for that push and shove. And again, more heat into this game. And the crowd just letting each player know from the team they don't support what they really think of them, Luke.
Yeah, a couple of choice words across the fence, I'm sure, down in the forward pocket.
So it'll be Sutton with ball in hand, who took on the exit of Gunser and prevailed with a tackle, and Gunser, who tried to sidestep Sutton. And the clever former Essendon VFL listed player was up to the task and a chance for goal number 5. Kick was right, stayed right, and told so by the Redan faithful. Minor score. 9-8-62 Sunbury. Redan 7-6-48. Time on third term, 22 minutes gone.
Just go around the grounds quickly, Toddy. We've got a tight game at Bacchus Marsh. Ballarat lead Bacchus Marsh 61-54. East Point have kicked a couple of goals, but still well behind. Darley 88, East Point 23. And it's got gone from worst or bad to worst for Melton South, 17 to 97 to Melton.
And we've got a 14-point ball game here, 22 minutes into this third term. Gunser with that customary long kick. Got it as far as Lee, who knocked it over the top. Dribbling ball into the middle of the ground. It favoured Bramble. He's got to get around Jess. He did. And they got numbers again, Sunbury. They've done it so well this afternoon. They just haven't got full bang for buck. Left foot kick from a standing start from Doyle inside 50. Redan have got weight of numbers. Umpires picked out a free kick, and it's going to go to Snowy Sutton, is it? Well, he's claiming it, but I think it's going to go to Scanlon. And the noted defender, albeit a short time a season at Sunbury last year, will go back and have a shot on goal.
He had a similar shot the first quarter from about another 10, 15 metres out and couldn't quite make the distance, but this one shouldn't be an issue.
Good to see the small dogs have made up over the fence, very quiet. But we're back on field. Deliberate approach from Scanlon. He makes no mistake. They're up and about Sunbury after that 8-minute slumber to get the third quarter underway. They're back on top through that weight of possession we spoke about in the opening half, Lee. They're 10-8-68 Sunbury. They lead Redan 7-6-48, and Scanlon gets his first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, after that good start to the quarter by Redan, Sunbury have been able to at least 50-50, if not just probably get on top in the clearance work around the ground, and been able to get a lot more inside 50s, and it's resulted in a good amount of scoring opportunities and a couple of goals, which has got them well on top here again.
Been an entertaining game of footy. Naturally, a bit of turnover. You're going to see a bit of that in, or more turnover than usual. You're going to see that in an opening round of any competition, really.
Yeah, you would, but you look at both teams today. If they're going to make a bit of a charge up the ladder and go final span, they're probably to clean that up moving forward.
Ball up. Tap one by Bond to ground level. And Jess, whose jumper's ripped, will hand the ball back to the umpire for the restart. And Polsky won the tap. Jess through traffic, dispossessed. Half a dozen players around the footy, short one of those. And the umpire will come in and effect the ball up right in the middle of the ground here at City Oval. 25 minutes gone, third term. Sunbury led by 4 at quarter time, 13 at the half. They now lead by 20. They've won every quarter to date. And now Polsky fires the loose hand pass out. Guthrie's got time to gather. Went by hand to Muir. Up and under left foot kick. Running back with a flight. Kelson couldn't gather. Doyle tried to flick the ball back. Nearly a throw. Umpire let it go. Chance there for Polsky. Got it to Bramble, who went back by hand. Now they got numbers here. Quick hands from Fitzgibbon was good to Short, who went back towards, might have been George. Hurried kick out of the congestion there from Jess. Got plenty of it. Grab, taken there by Bell. Umpire's paid the push.
I think it was it.
Well, make your own mind up at home, but the umpire was in the perfect position. So the right foot kick comes broadcast side. Tentinello the target. How will it sit for him? So he's got a paddock. He's only got the boundary line that'll beat him. Got time to take a bounce. He obliges. Uses up his time and space and is forced to concede by hand. Wood went short to Guthrie. Proppy there was Guthrie. Keep an eye on him. And there's a turnover. And here's an opportunity for Green with a towering shot on goal. And that would have been a very handy goal on the back of another Sunbury back half turnover lead.
Yeah, you touched on it earlier that a lot of the goals from Redan have come from Sunbury turnovers, and nearly another one there that would have been a timely one.
So Riley will mark the result and kick in deep into the left forward pocket for Redan. And the Lions defender, speak of Riley, went along the line and found Egan. Kelson was out of bounds on the full. The umpire said, no, it was legal. Squaring kick found Sutton. He's got Lewis on the outside. Took his time. He's still got him. Chooses not to go there. Oh, dumped as he kicked, and that'll be against Kelson. That'll be down the ground. And McLean can keep running into an open goal. Sunbury get their 11th. The biggest lead of the game. They're out to 25 points here at City Oval.
Yeah, a little bit undisciplined there by Redan. There wasn't a whole lot in it, and I'm sure Sutton made sure that it was seen, but definitely down the ground.
Well, Kelson's dragged himself after that, but nonetheless, that's the way it goes these days, rotation. Kick a goal or get it down the ground, free kick against it, whatever you're up to, just run off.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It can be frustrating watching it at home when it happens. And
well, I don't think any of the Redan viewers at home who would have caught all that perfect vision on the Red Onion BFNL match setup. Free kick every day of the week, down the ground. And McLean, Joe the Goose out the back, took the advantage and ran into an open goal. Sunbury have kicked the last 4 of the game.
Yeah, disappointing coming on the back of the missed goal by Redan, and one play later, we're out to a 3 and a bit goal lead, 4 and a bit goal lead.
Back in the middle of the ground, call it even. That ruck Gill, Bond dispossessed. Ball sort of gets ushered another 3 or 4 metres in the Redan direction before the tackle of Bramble. Put a hold in play, and there'll be a ball up just inside half forward for Redan. He could do with a late one. Tick over 28 minutes gone. They've managed to find a way at the end of the opening 2 quarters to kick a major. Let's see how they go here. Through traffic. Bond got it to Lee. Ambitious hand pass only went as far as Lewis, who conceded ground. Wood outnumbered, swarmed by Redan players. Found low, but he's bailed up by Lewis. And Sunbury somewhat just amending that little mess up of possession. They've arrested that ball back from Redan to force another stoppage. Chance here for Egan. High up and under kick. was marked by Guthrie in the end. Umpire called play on, fired the hand pass back to Wood. Don't know where he found him. I think he had to hand pass it over the coach. Loose ball get. Chance here for Sutton. Wet the soccer, kicking in danger. Right call. Mortlock put his hand and arms on the line just as Sutton went to go the soccer inside 50. And the right call, Lee.
Yep, no doubt.
Mortlock plays on by hand. Gave it a Broadbent with the number 17 Guernsey on today. Only as far as Egan. He's had a fair bit of it today. So it'll be Egan. He'll just lope onto that left boot. 29 and a half minutes gone. What's going on, Lee? Have we worked something out?
I think it was the umpire down the ground called him back behind his mark, from what I can tell.
Well, the siren seems the perfect segue to end that confusion as three-quarter time is upon us here at City Oval. Sunbury, they coughed up the first 2 goals of that third term, but steadied, came out of their slumber beyond the 8-minute mark and kicked the last 4 goals of the term to extend their lead. And they've won all 3 quarters, 4 at quarter time, extended to 13 at the half, and now 25 at the last break. They lead 11-8-74, Redan 7-7-49. Sunbury lead, they just seem to have 2/3 of the play in every quarter.
They do. They look a bit better when they've got hold of the footy. They probably look a bit better when they haven't got the footy, but it's more their spread. They've always got numbers behind the ball, an out handball when they need it. But in saying that, Redan have found a way to keep themselves in the game for a lot of the game. They've had patches where they've looked dangerous, first 5 minutes of that quarter, last couple of minutes of the second quarter. So they've found ways and they've looked dangerous. I wouldn't count them out just yet.
All right, we'll go the goal scorers before a trip around the grounds, Lee.
Yeah, in that third quarter we had a goal for Redan, a goal to Bell and Collins, and that was Bell's third. He's been very productive up forward. And for Sunbury in that quarter, 1 to Sutton, Lewis, Scanlon and McLean, and Sutton has 4 for the game. Yeah,
Sutton and Guthrie, the multiple goal scorers for Sunbury. Sutton with 4, Guthrie with 2, whilst Bell has 3 for Redan and Boyer 2. Gee, we've got a cracking game going on at Mattingly Park. Bacchus Smash 10-6-66. Lead Ballarat 8-14-62. 4-point ball game, 3-quarter time at Mattingly Park. Darley 15-10-100. Lead East Point 3-5-23. Apparently it's the Bewley show at Darley Park. And Melton 15-7-97. Lead Melton South 2-5-17. We'll just touch on a couple of the better players for Sunbury for the afternoon. And there's been plenty of them. They've had a lot of possession, Sunbury. But no doubt Matty White will be able to find some flaws in review, even if they do go on and win the game. They've had plenty of contributors. Lewis and Guthrie have had plenty of it. So too Egan. Wood across half-back has been good. And obviously Sutton's been the focal point forward. And Cameron's been in and out of the game, but done enough to impress in his first game for the Sunbury Lions. Whilst for Redan, well, they haven't had as many contributors and a few sort of undisciplined moments there, whilst both sides were engaging. It was all going on in Sunbury's front half, so if there was going to be a penalty, it was only ever going to favour Sunbury, given that it'd be a shot on goal in the event of it being in their favour. But, yep, they've had a few tries throughout the afternoon, and it's been a majority share from the left-footers. They've all had a bit of it. I've liked Lawson's game in defence. He was a bit quieter that term. Lockie George has done a lot of the bullocking work without much reward. He's been the bull for them in that second and third term. Marty Boyd continues to present and look dangerous. Wirtz is trying hard against Sutton. And some thoughts from you, Lee, before a break.
Yeah, I think you've nailed on the head with most of those players. Sutton up forward's been a focal point. They've gone to him probably 80% of the time going forward, but it's sort of worked for them. I just think Redan have been pretty even across the board without having too many stars, but their goals are probably going to come from the 2 blokes who have been pretty good up forward. If Boyer and Bell don't get their hands on the footy this quarter, I can't see them getting over the line. Yeah,
I think Sunbury about half a dozen players that have had 20 plus, but we'll take a break for the final time this afternoon here on a sun-kissed City Oval. It's Sunbury 11-8-74 who lead Redan 7-7-49. Welcome back to City Oval, ahead of Red Onion BFNL McDonald's match of the round here. Still the sun streaming through onto City Oval, but it's Sunbury with the upper hand. They've won all 3 quarters by weight of possession. They lead 11-8-74 to Redan 7-7-49. So we're just waiting of the last of the Redan faithful to exit the ground before we get play underway. So Sunbury, under new coach Matty White, will be hoping to have a 4-quarter win performance today. And Redan with the last roll of the dice. Can they get a first centre clearance through Jess, who went by hand to Lawson, who got it to George. Penetrating kick inside 50. Bell got plenty of it. Ground ball opportunity here. Sunbury defence into negate. And there'll be a ball up. So an encouraging opening few seconds with that all-important first centre clearance, Lee.
Yeah, definitely. And Redan were the last team to come out of their huddle. I'm sure they were looking for a response from that last 5 minutes of play in the third quarter.
Ball up. Tap won by Bond. Ground level ball. No one really wanted to pick it up. They were happy to do the tackling, though. The umpire says, I'll have it, and she'll come in and effect a ball up. 74, Sunbury lead Redan 49. Opening minute, final term here. Redan needing that desperate first goal of this final term. And there'll be a repeat stoppage. So an arm wrestle of sorts prevailing in the opening minute. Just who can break open the game. Sunbury are either going to kick away or we're going to have a game on, Lee.
Yeah, definitely. Sunbury would definitely love to get that first goal, a bit of breathing space.
I just can't see it being a 2-2 final term. I think it's going to open up, but you would think that with fatigue setting in, the execution of that opening up will be compromised, but Redan, with ball in their front half and a boundary throw-in, will aim to keep it in and convert here. Boundary throw-in. Ground ball. Shark there by Cameron. Had too much on the handball for Urban. Went through his hands over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the least entertaining start of the 4 quarters, this final term. No addition to the score. Opening 2 minutes. Chance here for Redan. Loose ball. Who can gather? Presenting there was Green. Left foot kick. It goes out wide from the Sunbury defence towards Lewis, who can gather. Got the overlap through Miller. Did a pirouette and got around Lee in the end and went with the left foot kick. He got it back to Lewis, who kept running and said, no, I've had enough. He'll slow up play and chip the ball over the top, and the kick's okay. And he found Cameron. So Cameron with ball in hand will weigh up the options and go short again. They love the short ball, Sunbury. Powerwolves on the end of it. But while they maintain possession, Redan don't have it, Lee.
No, very true. And Redan definitely need to get hold of plenty of ball this quarter.
So Power goes wide. Be happy to find the boundary line with a stoppage in their front half, albeit on half forward, and they get that.
But it definitely is one part of Sunbury's game they look to sharpen up, I'd say, during the week. They have tried to pick that short, centre kick off a lot and missed a few targets. If they can clean that up, they're going to be very dangerous going forward.
Indeed. So who's going to stand up in this final term and make a statement? Lawson, bailed up there by Ampolsky. Gee, this could end up a 2-goal each final term lead. Are they gassed, or is it what's going on here? Lewis got it to Egan. Umpire's picked out a free kick here for a throw against Lewis. Bit stiff, I thought. And it'll be Gunster with ball in hand. He can go behind him to Lawson. He's got Fitzgibbon. Short. So he's just bereft of options. So he elects to go along the line to a 2-on-2. Green in front. Oh, that's a terrific grab at the back from Newitt. Quality player off half-back. So Newitt concedes with a 45. Short kick to Hannett. He just kicks it back. It's like a training drill at the moment. Went back to Tentinello, who switched play. Didn't get a lot of the kick. Meant for Urban. Was cut off well there by Matthews, who had to sit and wait under it. And his squarey kick was good. Found Green on the lead. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal from 50 metres out. to get this final quarter rolling, Lee.
Yeah, it would be a very timely goal. I think Redan have got a bit of fight left in them here. Definitely have at the start of every quarter so far.
They trail by 25 points. No score added in this very lethargic final term. Gee, he got plenty of that kick. Just got it to the teeth of goal. And Guthrie just conceded by hand. Or had it already gone over?
Not sure.
Yeah, well.
What's close either way?
I'd be putting my hand up for a no pressure concede. I'm not sure whether that goes on at this level, but Guthrie just handballed it through, if you don't mind. Hannett will bring the ball back into play and found Newitt in the shadows. Chipped it over the top and found Urban. So Urban with ball in hand. Concedes a 45 back to Newitt. So they're just sharing it around and racking up the possessions without a great deal of metres gained. They went to half back. Offhands Egan. Hurried kick forward. Tumbling ball not meant for anybody. How will the umpire adjudicate? Throw it in, she says.
I'm not sure who the player might be for Redan moving forward, but both teams have been a mark kick goal game today. Of the 18 goals kicked, 15 have been kicked from marks or free kicks to goal. Hasn't been much ground level work done in either forward arcs.
Yep, good observation. 24-point lead. So the margin reduced from 25 to 24 in the opening 6 minutes. So a bit of a stalemate of sorts. Sunbury will be happy with the lead. George, who keeps soldering on with the left boot. Kick went over the head of Green. Fell into the hands of Bell, who gathered the ground ball. Kicked around the body, found Farnsworth. Got a little push from Tentinello. Tentinello gained possession and was taken to the ground. And the umpire said, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up 55 metres out from the Redan goal. So they've had majority of ball in their front half again in the opening stanza of a term. They're yet to convert, just the one behind. Gee, they ruffled it there, Redan, and in the end, nobody decided to take the footy, but Egan said, I'll have it. He got it towards Hannett. Pressure was good there from Gunser. Tackle couldn't stick, though, and he went short and found Guthrie, who chipped it over the top to Newitt. Gee, the sting's gone right out of this game. It was quite a sensational third term on the physicality front, Lee. There was a bit going on.
There was. Sunbury look a little bit happy to take this thing out of it. They've been pretty deliberate all day with this type of play. If they can creep the ball up, half back to wing before they attack.
So it ends in the hands of Riley, who went short to Muir. So they've had about 7 or 8 chip kicks in this passage of play. So that's an excellent kick from Muir. Left foot kick from right along the line. Mortlock got a bit of it, not enough. Nearly conceded the free kick. Umpire let it go. Lucky to get away with that. Pressure on Kelson was good. He was double teamed by the Sunbury Lions. I speak of McLean and Lewis, who's been good today. We ball up on half forward. They'll sleep well tonight, these boys. Chance here for Collins. Searching hand pass. Could only find the boundary line in the end. There'll be a throw in on half forward. So, been playing near 9 minutes final term. Just the 1 point added to Redan. Contrary to my opinion in the early minutes, but who knows? Maybe a goal can break this game open. So an opportunity here for Eels, who went by hand to Power, who got it to Doyle. He's on his preferred. Shot on goal. Cross the face. Through for a minor score.
Yeah, probably should have finished better there. He had a bit more time than I think than he had. Bit of perceived pressure there, but Redan really need to try and break this game open somehow, get a bit of ball movement, take a few risks now, I think.
Yeah, indeed. 11-9-75, Sunbury lead Redan 7-8-50. We're back to the three-quarter time deficit. We've been playing the best part of 9 minutes in this final term at City Oval. So it'll be Lawson. It lopes away and onto that right boot. Goes in the George direction. He had plenty of attention, so went the fist in the end. Over the line, boundary throwing on half forward broadcast side. So, Sunbury, while they haven't set the world on fire, they've had plenty of ball this afternoon. So they're a work in progress league.
Yeah, I think they've done enough.
Yeah. Chance here for Guthrie now, who went to go back to right, but he had plenty of time to go forward. And he found Scanlon on the lead, is it? Indeed it is. And Scanlon with ball in hand will go back and have a shot on goal. And a chance to kick goal number 2.
Yeah, it was a good finish there by Guthrie. He's looked good today in patches.
Yeah, he's had plenty of it.
Drifted in and out of the game a little bit, but when he's been on, he's been pretty dangerous to footy.
I think you'll find his possession number will have a 3 in front of it and beyond. I speak of 30, of course, and beyond. So it'll be Scanlon with ball in hand, 45-degree angle. Kick truly in the third term. Let's see how he goes here. Kick goes across the face. Won't quite get the distance. Sutton, second attempt. He's got a couple to beat. Somehow kept his feet, then went to ground. Somehow shoveled it out towards Doyle. He's bailed up, went back to Sutton. Tries to keep it in. Numbers prevail. Tumbling kick out of defence. Short only went as far as Lewis. And he too's had plenty of it. Wouldn't be surprised if he's had 30 plus. Right foot kick from Lewis goes deep into the pocket. Bond had plenty of it, couldn't gather. Sutton could. Kick across the body, he's got it. Good forward craft there from Sutton. He just seems know when to go, when not to. And he's dangerous in the air and at ground level. And he gets his 5th.
Yeah, he's kicked 5 for the day. He's hit the scoreboard every quarter so far. As I said, he has been the focal point up forward, but I think he's going to do that a lot for Sunbury this year. I think Redan will be a bit disappointed with some of their efforts today. Deep on the goal line. They've had Sunbury outnumbered at times. A couple of times where the ball just should have gone through the goals or be rebounded, but they've just struggled to have a bit of continuity between the players down that part of the ground.
Yeah, they're obviously missing their big recruit, Lockie Bond. They're just a couple of quality players short, I reckon, Redan, whilst the youngsters show plenty of promise. It'd be nice to have that A-grader in Bond out there. It could really inspire the young group. I mean, George is a bull. He's done it for a number of years, but he could do with some help. Ground ball. Chance here for Guthrie after the restart on the back of that Sutton goal number 5. Farnsworth fires the hand pass out. Now Collins, clever grab, turns and spins and goes in the Bell direction, sets himself, and he's got it. Terrific mark from the experienced Bell. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. And a chance to kick goal number 4, and he too can match Sutton for a goal in each turn. So he runs around the corner, kicks it across the body. A walk in the park for Bell. And Redan with a pulse. They're 8-8-56. They trail Sunbury 11-9-75.
Yeah, Bell kicks his 4th, and as you said, once again, a goal in each quarter for Bell, and I think 3 of those 4 goals today he's kicked when they've actually really, really needed one, and just keeps them in touch.
So Melton South just right on track to match last year's averages, 29 points for and 187 against. At the moment, Melton South 23, trail Melton 153. Darley 106, lead East Point 24. And scores level at Mattingley Park, 69 apiece, Bacchus Marsh and Ballarat. And of course, Sebastopol and Lake Windaree to feature this evening.
I reckon there's been less than a kick in that Marsh-Ballarat game for the last hour and a half.
Yeah, be a ripper down there at Mattingley Park. Good track. Ball up at the restart, Ampolsky. Goal apiece in this final term. Chance here for Jess with the left boot. Went to the outer wing position. Looking there for Lowe. Couldn't find him. Urban was terrific. Went to ground in the end, but not before he could get a hair pass away to Cameron. Chip kick into the forward line. Wirtz was terrific. Got a fist on it to deny Sutton over the line for a boundary throw-in, but Sunbury into attack, albeit 40 metres away from their goal.
Yeah, it's a strange matchup, that one. Sutton's kicked 5 goals, but you probably got Wirtz in the best for Redan.
Yes, that's a fair call, Lee. Yeah, he has toiled well, has the newly appointed Redan captain. Boundary throw-in. Tap. Went only as far as Lowe through the traffic. Chance here for Doyle, and he's not preferred. High up and under. Oh, the mark. Terrific one at that, despite the spoiling efforts of Jess. Been taken by the big fella there at Eels. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. Hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon, the big fella, but he's got a chance to get his name in bold in the paper during the week. And a chance to Kick Sunbury second for the term. Pretty sure we've been playing longer than 7 minutes 40 in this quarter too, Lee, by the way.
Does feel that way, but we'll trust the clock at this point.
Squaring kick. Umpires picked out a free kick. So Short just came in and took an uncontested mark. But not before the umpire identified a free kick for a block and a shot on goal here for Scanlon and a chance to kick his second.
He's got various games going on. Scanlon, he's produced up forward, and I think it's his fourth or fifth shot on goal. It'd be a telling or probably fit for a way to tell him with 2 or 3 goals.
So Scanlon, deliberate approach, makes no mistake, and he gets his second, and a confidence booster for the once defender who had some troubles with injury over the journey, but he's back fit, playing forward. He's done his job with 2 second half goals for the Sunbury Lions, and they extend their lead to a 31-point advantage in the latter stages of this final term here. They haven't even got the quarter right up on the scoreboard, if you don't mind. But nonetheless, it's Sunbury who lead. They've got the score right by 31. And a free kick out of the middle of the ground. So while I was trying to, while I was identifying the technological problems on the scoreboard, there was a resultant free kick paid in the middle, and Hannett ran away for Sunbury. Sutton the fly, that's a push every day of the week. The umpire let it go, they can raffle this, and Scanlon's got 3.
Might have been a bit lucky there, Sunbury.
If you don't mind, umpire. Sunbury get their 14th. Well, this is just a pile-on now. 14,993. They lead Redan 8,856.
And Sunbury be happy with Scanlon's effort forwards. Like when you got Sutton being the main target up there, to have another big forward up there you can look to chip him with 2 or 3 goals. And that was a bit of a classic example there. I think Sutton had 4 blokes up running against him, and ball got over the back. Scanlon in for an easy goal, albeit maybe a lucky one. The free kick looked to be there.
Yeah, well, it seemed quite unrealistic against Sutton, so Wirtz and Sutton having a little discussion about that, and I think Sutton's got a little smile on his face. Back at the restart, tap one by Ampulski. Here they go again. Egan somehow got boot to ball, bouncing one of that, fell into the hands of Kelson. He was dispossessed, gathered by Lewis, through traffic, fit the hand pass out to Doyle. Good tackle there from Wirtz. Umpire put the whistle in the mouth, didn't blow it. High up and under kick, comes out broadcast side, foot race on in earnest. Leading the race for it was Newitt, protected the ball and then was tackled. Excellent tackle there from George. Lawson lends assistance, held without it. Free kick against Lewis, and it'll be Lawson with ball in hand.
He's been good today.
Yeah. So he wheels onto the right boot and gets the ball towards half forward. There's a 2-on-1 here. There was a push, but the umpire didn't see it because he's about 40 metres away from that contest. So Bell plays on and goes with the right boot. Shallow entry inside 50. And the outnumber Lever takes the mark. Gee, Redan had to be better than that. Somebody all ball again.
Just a contest in the air.
So Lever went short to Guthrie, who provided that short target again. And not for the first time today. Goes with the concede 45 to Hannon, who played on and got it to Lever, who demanded traffic come at him. And he went with the left boot out in the direction of Eels. Got a favourable bounce. Wheeled onto the right boot. Now they're inside 50. Shallow entry at that. Scanlon went the clever tap. Tried to find Miller. Got him in the end. Conceded by Hando Urban. Awkward looking kick. Tied one at that. Redan tried to do the mobbing up through Kelson. Throws the ball onto the right boot. Gets Redan out of trouble momentarily. The big fella Bond went early. Dropped the mark. Got a favourable bounce. Gathered. Sent the ball towards Bell. Sets himself. At the spoil there with the back there was Riley. How will it sit for Collins? Well, a kick across the ball from Boyer. Bouncing ball. Shot on goal. Horrible bounce. How will it sit for George? He runs into an open goal in the end. I reckon he's got it. Luck's a fortune. Lucky George. Gets a belated goal for Redan, their 9th of the afternoon. And it's back to 31-point lead to Sunbury. Time on final term. 14,993 to Redan 9,862. So what we've seen, Lee, the right team's going to win.
Yeah, definitely. Sunbury have probably been the best. They have been the best team all day. I think it's important that Redan hang in here. If they get another goal or two, that'd be great. I think they've been out of the contest. They've looked good at times. They've done enough to hang in, and they even give themselves a fair chance till probably that last 5 or 6 minutes of the third quarter. So it hasn't been all doom and gloom for Redan either.
Yeah, the 60-40 weighted possession each quarter has just amounted to too much.
Yeah, most definitely. And a little bit of class up forward. Sutton kicking the 5 goals has looked probably been a bit of a difference point too.
Yeah, well, it's a 31-point ball game, Luke, so you're on the money, mate. So, Matty White in his first game for premiership points for Sunbury will get a win. Chance here for Power. Good to see Jess not giving up. He'll be rewarded for that tackle, the youngster. Now, can they get back-to-back goals here? Jess with ball in hand. He's an encouraging type. Wheels onto that left boot, comes out in the pocket. Bell sets himself. The spoil from Riley was good. He's been defensively sound today too, Riley. Ball over the line for a boundary throw-in, 25 metres around from the Redan goal. You know when the Seagulls start moving in, Leroy, there can't be long left. Or the chips are out, one of the two. Dinner time. Boundary throw-in, Redan in attack. Tap one by George. Bell just didn't get the favourable bounce he wanted. Oh, that's a free kick over the shoulder against Hannett. Much to the chagrin of the Sunbury faithful. Free kick will be taken there by Farnsworth. Another talented left footer. Awkward style, but effective nonetheless. He likes it straight off the boot, straight over the goal umpire's hat. Sunbury get their 10th. Back-to-back goals in the final term. They're 10-8-68. They're winning 25 now, but all too late. Sunbury 14-9-93, but some encouraging signs for Redan nonetheless.
Yeah, I think so. Like a couple of younger players getting in amongst that passage of play, and a really, really classy finish.
Yeah, indeed. And, of course, Lockie McLean still to come back into the side for Redan. And, yeah, Lockie Bond, a big out. He's their A-grader. So there'll be a different side with those two in it. And, of course, they lost Isaac Grant and Will Madden over the off-season. That didn't help either. Ball up. Tap one by Bond. I've liked he's tried hard too. I like Bond's game. They seem to find a ruckman most years, Redan, that goes all right. There's going to be a ball up on half forward here for Sunbury, who lead 14-9-93. Redan 10-8-68. Ball up. High kick out of the congestion. Sutton leading into the race for the ball. Wirtz on his hammer. That's fair. The boundary line won that duel. Because that's indeed what it's been, a duel between those two all afternoon. And rightly so, has Gary Learmonth persevered with Wirtz. He's had plenty of good moments. Just weight of injuries and the fact Sutton being the target so many times is always going to equate to shots on goal in the end. So Eels grabs it out of the ruck. High up and under. Going back there was Wirtz with courage. Couldn't hang on to the chest mark. Free kick. It's going to go the Redan way. It's going to go to Mortlock. That was a heavy knock. But he showed some courage too, the youngster. So he plays on. It goes by hand to Lawson, who's done that a bit today. Took on Egan, somehow got away from him. And he went with the right boot towards outer centre wing to a one-on-one. Terrific grab there from Boyer at the back. All class. So Boyer, defensive side of outer centre wing for Redan. Penetrating kick to half forward. Sunbury had the outnumber, but there's the shark. Collins on goal. Snuck it in. Well, they made a meal of that, Sunbury. And Collins said, thank you very much. Stole it, ran away and went bang and got his second.
It's good work by Redan to run this game out. The game's beyond them at this point, but if they can get a bit out of this last quarter, they've got a bit to go on for the rest of the season.
11-8-74, Redan trail Sunbury 14-9-93. Like both sides have dominated in patches in each quarter with back-to-back goals. Goals of 3 or 4 have been,
Yeah, I suppose the tail of the tape is Sunbury have probably just done it for a little bit longer in quarters. It's probably allowed them to creep out to this little lead.
Yep, Redan are going to come up one run on short, aren't they, really?
Correct.
So out of the middle, Sunbury go again through Eels. Tumbly kick forward. Chance there for Douglas. Went with the soccer. Matthews with courage. Presented. Loose ball get from Jess was good, but he just hoiked the ball out towards the Sunbury coach's box. Just tried to get it as far away from the Redan T50 as he could. He found the safety of the boundary line.
Yeah, and that's probably been one of the probably something we've noticed today. Redan have probably hacked the ball out a little bit more, and Sunbury have been a lot more deliberate when moving the ball forward. 19-point
lead to Sunbury. Good tackle applied there by Carroll, and he'll be rewarded against Egan. So Carroll with ball in hand will play on and go to Lawson. You're hot, you're gone! Sutton let him know too.
He's done that a couple of times today. Sutton on the back of a free kick.
Yeah, he just bit off more than he could chew there, Lawson. But the onus is not necessarily on the handball receiver. It's the one giving it with, because they have the peripheral to be able to see that Lawson is under the hammer.
Yep.
So it's Hannett now. The penetrating kick to the top of the square. Ground ball opportunity. Shark there by Kelson. Hand pass was hopeful rather than anything else. Opportunity here for Fitzgibbon, who's bowled up, and there'll be a ball up 15 metres away from the Sunbury goal. Ball up, 19-point lead to Sunbury. Chance here for Sutton, released by hand. Now chance here for Doyle. High up and under, left foot kick. They'll pay the mark. 5 go up. Only one Sunbury bloke does it. He's come down with the grab. Might be the big fella Eels, is it? Oh, the umpire didn't pay it.
He hasn't paid it.
Snowy Sutton can't believe it.
Oh, it's one of those ones. I think there might have been a number of hands on the ball, but they get paid more than they don't.
Oh, the Sutton disappointment was worth seeing. Wanted the car for Christmas, he got a matchbox card. There's the boundary, there's the ball up. Bond at ground level, releases the footy. Somebody got numbers. Bramble, standing start, shot on goal. And Sunbury get their 15th. And they're back to a 25-point advantage here at City Oval there. 15-9-99. They lead Redan 11-8-74. So they've had 8 different goal kickers for the afternoon. Bramble obviously becoming the 8th. Headed up by Sutton with 5. Guthrie with 2. Scanlon with 3. And the 6 goal scorers for Redan. Headed up by Bell with 4 and 2 each to Boyer and Collins. Couldn't be long left in this game. Sunbury 15-9-99. Lead Redan 11-8-74. We'll just get a score from you around the grounds just ahead of the final siren. League, we'll just check in a moment. Ball up at the restart. Eels tried to grab it out of the ruck. Couldn't do so. Hurry kick out of the congestion from Collins beyond half forward towards Farnsworth. Hamilton's it for him. Well, he could have been tripped in the end, but it might have been my depth perception in the end as he got tripped. Oh, there's a high up and under kick, hopeful rather than anything else. Sunbury players set themselves. Good spoil on the ball. That was strong play. Good work. Umpire, what's he going to do here? He's going to call by ball. Free kick to Redan. Plenty of courage shown there by Carroll, by both sides, really.
Yeah, promising signs from both sides today. I think they both can walk away with a bit to work on, but, some promising things coming out of the game.
So the Carroll kick, right on 50. He'll know his limit, so he wheels onto that right boot. Tumbling kick won't get the distance. Players set themselves. Somebody they got the numbers, and Muir was on the back of that spoil from Newitt and went short to Lewis, who racked up another possession. Short to Wood, who had plenty of it, especially in the opening half. Now with ball in hand and a trusty left boot, this should be safe, and it is to Doyle, who's had his fair share of the ball too. And who wouldn't get a fair share when you just kick it backwards and forwards 15 metres, but you understand they're just using up the clock. And Lewis again with the right foot kick to outer centre wing. Players set themselves. Lawson at the back couldn't take the mark. Sunbury wanted the mark in front, but the umpire said no. Stalemate of sorts. There'll be a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing. Out of sight of the ground for Sunbury, who lead Redan by 25 points here. Most entertaining game to kickstart the season. Free kick's going to go Redan's way for a high tackle on Jess. And he's off to the races The young left footer. Penetrating kick into the pocket. Boyer at the back, couldn't take it. Second grab opportunity is denied as he's taken to the ground before he could release the ball. And there'll be a boundary throw in 20 metres around from the Redan goal. Ballarat lead Bacchus Marsh by 15 points. Late at Mattingley Park. Throw in, tap won by Eels. Ground ball, Shark by Newitt. Wanted to push. Umpire said no. And a couple of the Redan faithful a few cans in, wanting holding the ball. Ball up. Grabbed by George, out of the ruck, fired the hair pass. Out towards Green, tumbling kick, cut off on the last line there by Lever. On the last line, good to see him back healthy, injury-free. Of course, he missed the best part of 8 or 9 weeks last year. And it didn't help Sunbury's cause at all. Penetrating left foot kick in the Scanlon direction. Ball at the back from Douglas was okay. Ball fell into the hands of Fitzgibbon. It was bailed up there by Bramble. And there'll be a ball up on half forward, broadcast side for Redan.
Yeah, Ballarat 15 points over Bacchus Marsh late in the game. They kicked 11 goals, 18, so probably a bit of weight of scoring numbers there.
Darley lead by 90 points over East Point. Chance here for Doyle. On broadcast centre wing, sends the kick in the direction of McLean. Keeping his composure there was Broadbent, and the kick was better. Found George, who lowered the eyes and went forward in the green direction, but it was cut off there by Wood. And Bell, in fact, it was. Cut off there by Wood. So Wood with ball in hand. Will switch play and go to the outer side of the ground. Lateral kick. And it's Newitt with ball in hand. He'll go short. As the siren sounds fittingly with the ball in hand of Sunbury. They've been pressed today. One shy of the ton, if you don't mind. 15-9-99 have defeated Redan 11-8-74 in a most entertaining game of footy here at City Oval to kickstart the 2024 McDonald's BFNL season.
Yeah, good way to start the footy off up here in Ballarat today. Sunbury nearly cracking 100 with 15 goals, 9.99. They'd be pretty happy with that. Wasteful at times, bit of turnover, but solid start, especially away from home. You take that every day of the week. And Redan, not hopeless. I think they had patches during the game, especially, as you spoke about earlier, definitely patches in quarters, 5 and 6 minute runs where they caused damage and looked dangerous. And for a point in the third quarter, they actually hit the front at one point. So definitely some stuff to work on, but solid start.
Yeah, better for longer, Redan. That's what they've got to be. Sunbury just through sheer weight of numbers were able to get it done. 24 scoring shots to 19. Yeah, that's about right. As we often spoke about throughout the afternoon, it was like 60-40 all the time in favour of Sunbury, and that's pretty much equated to that on the scoreboard as well. The main goal scorers for the winners for Sunbury, Sutton finished with 5, Guthrie 2, Scanlon 3, and 1 each to Polsky, Doyle, Lewis, McLean, and Bramble. Whilst for Redan, Bell finished with 4, 1 in each quarter, 2 to Boyer and 1 each to Farnsworth, George, Lawson, and that's all she wrote.
That is all she wrote. And what you said, weighted numbers, and I know Bell's kicked 4 goals, but the tail of the tape's probably Sutton got on the end of some nice balls coming in forward and kicked 5 goals where Redan probably couldn't get the ball in the hands of Boyer enough, who looked really dangerous early and probably died out of the game later, and that was probably just not enough ball movement getting to him. But as we said, Sunbury will take the win away from home. Look to build on that on a disappointing finish to last season, but at the start of this season with a bang, and away they go.
There's a minute to go in the game at Darley Park. The Devils 19-14, 128 lead East Point 6-8-44. So it's an 84-point drubbing in favour of the Devils, who'll make it 11 wins in a row. But for all of Dan Jordan's way of things, it's just 1 in a row. She's all a clean slate, but it's up to come up with some interesting numbers.
Oh, that's right. I don't think anyone's all that surprised that Darley had a win at home, but I think the margin would surprise many.
Indeed, they'd be disappointed with that. And, of course, Melton, 25 goals, 10, 160. Melton South 3-5-23. So when you say Melton South are coming from a fair way back, they're still a fair way back by the look of that.
It is not. Listen, they've played a pretty handy team.
Yeah.
First up.
Yeah, they've won the last 2 minor premiers.
Yeah, but, you'd like to see Melton South take some steps forward, but it's not going to be an overnight thing for them. They've got a bit of work to do, and they'll keep working on that, I gather.
Keep an eye on the match centre tonight when Sebastopol host Lake Windaree from about 6:15 this evening. So we look forward to following that game with plenty of interest. We'll just give a tick to a few players before we exit this Red Onion broadcast here in the McDonald's match of the round. Plenty of ticks, though, for Sunbury all across the board. I'll start with Redan in no particular order. Yeah, Wirtz had a terrific battle with Sutton, while Sutton did kick 5 goals. Yeah, Wirtz, I mean, Sutton might have kicked 9 on somebody else, given the opportunities that presented. Marty Boyer, well, so he's probably had 12 possessions, but what a likely type he is. George, he carried a lot of the bulk work. Jess, he's still he's growing, still a growing boy. And he's going to play some inside mid minutes, so he'll be better with a bit more size. But he looks a likely type at the left footer. But he's not on his own being a left footer. There's plenty of them. Grant Bell keeps presenting. What an experienced, honest toiler he is. He just keeps finding a way to hit the scoreboard, and he did again today with 4 goals. Bond and Ampolsky, well, I really enjoyed their battle in the ruck in the first half. Both of those players went out of it in the second. I'm not sure what happened to Ampolsky. He might have gone off the ground because the ruck duties were seemingly going to Eels in the latter stages, but I didn't see Ampolsky leave the ground, but I didn't see much of him. Well, Gunser, Farnsworth and Boyer, the young brigade, they're not going anywhere. I'll speak of, and Jess as well. Plenty to like. Sunbury, they just had plenty of the ball, and Lee, they had a lot of contributors and probably 7 of the best 10 players on the ground.
Yeah, they did. And when I go through the list, you could probably touch on 10 or 12 players in Sunbury's list today. They had a good spread of 40, but Sutton was damaging up forward, and that told a bit of a tale. Port Guthrie was good all day. As you said, he'd have 30 plus touches for the day. Lewis was great. Lever across halfback, very good. And I think Scanlon's second half up forward, he found a bit of rhythm up there and took a little bit of pressure. And if they can find another, tallish mark kick goal forward to help out Sutton, it's going to upset a few teams.
Yeah, while we were going over the better players, it was just so much easier to find that the Sunbury contributors. They would have had a majority of leading possession getters on the ground. When they start to do a little bit more with them and impact the game more, it'll be interesting to see what that equates to. But in the here and now, they've been too good, and they've prevailed by 25 points. 15-9, Sunbury have down Redan 11-8-74. So on behalf of Cam behind the camera, Lee on the comments, and Todd Whelan live from City Oval, kicking off round 1 of the 2024 McDonald's Red Onion PFNL season. We bid you all a good afternoon. All honours with Sunbury.